On behalf of Superintendent Dr. Jim Rollins, Athletics Director Wayne Stellick, Principal Jason Jones, the students, the staff, and the alumni of Springdale High School, it is our pleasure to bring you this presentation of the Bulldog Sports Network. Hi again, everybody. Zach Arns, the voice of the Bulldogs, broadcasting high above Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium from the Slim Chickens Broadcast Plaza. Alongside me, as always, on Friday nights, new Papa, Carlos Trevino. Congratulations on the baby girl. Let's get let's go ahead, give everybody your good news.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Wednesday at about 7:50 p.m. My wife and I.
No, your wife.
Well, okay, you're correct. My wife gave birth to our 9-pound, 5-ounce, 20-inch baby girl.
Yep.
Yvonne Lee Trevino Frank. So, been at the hospital basically all week, and told her I was gonna run away for a couple hours on Friday night, and she said, "Okay, but I'm going to get my nails done in a couple weeks." I said, "That's fine."
There you go. Well, congratulations to you and your lovely bride and your beautiful baby girl. And now that you have a baby girl, I'll start to tell you all those secrets about having daughters that they don't tell you when they send you home with them. But anyway, we've got a football game to get to tonight. It is homecoming here at Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. The big story surrounding the ball game tonight is the weather. It is frightful outside. It's in the upper 60s. Wind is blowing around, or had been blowing around for a while. I'm looking at the flags right now. They are just standing still. When it does blow, it will be blowing from left to right on your screen, or left to right on your radio dial, wherever you happen to be taking the game in. It is supposed to rain all through the game. Some periods of rain may be heavy. Right now, it's just a steady drizzle. The field's in great shape. It's a field turf surface, so footing and issues with the field should not be a problem. But that is the story of the night. Heritage comes in 0-3 on the year. They have really struggled here in the first couple of games. They're averaging about 12 points a game on offense. Defensively, they've really struggled. They've given up 55. The Dogs come in there. They're rolling. They're 3-0. Coming off the bye week. Last game out, they beat Alma 37-7 here at Gerald Williams. And we'll talk about this coming up in our keys to the game. But just give me some quick first impressions as we get ready for homecoming 2018.
Just some first impressions getting ready for conference tonight. We come in playing Heritage, and Heritage is one of those that, they've had some points hung up on them so far this season, their first 3 games. Springdale's hung up some points, but the biggest thing, I think, is how well Springdale can play and how focused they can be tonight. And I'll dive more into that later on as we get into
homecoming
to the
parade
game.
Was this afternoon. Garrett Vaughn, in case you're keeping track of those sorts of things, was the homecoming king. I saw the bits and pieces of the parade this morning. Got to take that in. Very happy that Garrett's mother, Tracy, decided to dress him. She did a phenomenal job. If we'd left that to Garrett, who knows what would have happened. But had a great ceremony. It's been a lot of fun here. Because of the rain, there will be some abbreviated homecoming activities. I see the band coming in from across the way here, so we weren't even sure if they were going to make it today. So that's good news. We've got a football game to get to, an important football game. As far as the seedings goes, we'll talk about some of the games that are going on later. And I mean, this is if you're Springdale and you're looking at this game, this is a game you got to win to get to 4-0 and 1-0 in the conference. Springdale was here last year at the 3-0 mark and blew Heritage out up at Gate Stadium in Rogers. But we'll talk about that all coming up here in the next segment. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to have the Coaches Show. My conversation with Zach Clark's coming up. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Springdale Bulldog Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Springdale Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Bulldog. Schedule, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Springdale Bulldogs, proudly presented by McClarty Daniel. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome back to the Springdale Bulldog pregame show here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Joining us as he always does, head coach Zach Clark. And coach, you had a week off. You're kind of in uncharted territory. You haven't had a bye week during the season. A lot of coaches will go back and turn it into a mini training camp. What'd you do with the Dogs?
Well, pretty much, we took it as a week to worry about ourselves and get better, really focused on, it being multiple as far as, we've got some two-way guys, work them on the other side of the ball, and it was a heavy special teams week. I look for our coverage units especially to be much improved, and that was, you know, kind of the focus. And then some situations, you know, we kind of messed up a 2-minute drill there, got lucky, but worked that, and kind of those end of game, end of a half situations that you know, you don't hit, you hit in fall camp, and then doesn't seem like you get a chance to hit them again. And so anyway, we used it to get better. And hopefully in those situations, especially in those situations that can win or lose you a game.
You've got a lot of activities going on this week. Coming off the bye week, everybody's patting you on the back, telling you you're 3-0 and how great things are doing. How are you keeping your team grounded?
Well, I think, you know, it's a long season, and, you know, we're kind of in the routine of things where, you know, a Monday is the same as a typical Monday and a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and just getting in that routine helps. I think, you know, our guys ought to be excited. It's conference, and this is, you know, the first 3 games. It's nice being 3-0, but it's non-conference, you know, and now they really count. And, you know, we've got homecoming this week, which is always, you know, it's always a distraction as a coach, but the kids enjoy it. And, you know, so we've got to handle our business this week and continue to get better.
We'll have a preview of the Rogers Heritage War Eagles coming up. You're watching the Springdale Bulldog pregame show on the Bulldog Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be. For you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real. To always keep it Tyson.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness centers, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
If you absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Welcome back to the Springdale Bulldog pregame show here on the Bulldog Sports Network. And Coach, you mentioned it in the first part. It's conference, season starts officially this week, and we've got a team in Rogers Heritage that's coming in that you know very well. Coach Tony Travis always does a great job working with the talent that he has.
Yeah, Tony does a great job. They're always going to be physical. They're always going to be well coached, and they're searching right now. Kind of haven't played well the first 3 games, and but the big thing is this week's going to be about us, and we've got to make sure that we're ready to play, number one, and that we come out and kind of match their intensity, especially because I know they're going to be excited to play. They always are, and they're going to come out ready.
They've got a running back, Ty Grazer, that's one of the best in the conference. An elusive guy, a lot like Garrett in a lot of respects, can do a lot of different things. He's
dangerous. I mean, one thing that we've done a very good job of is run to the football and get hats on the ball, and that's a big emphasis this week. If we don't swarm the ball, he's going to give us a lot of trouble because I think you're right. He is talented. He's elusive, and he's broken a couple against some very good defenses.
You talked about your defense. They really got it going in the third quarter against Alma. That's probably the fastest we've seen that group play. How much confidence does that sort of just stymieing an opposition, how much confidence does that give them?
Oh, I think we know what we're capable of. And it was nice to see, against Alma, really for the first time, really the length of the entire game, our defense stymied them, as you said, and really played well. They had a short field and then had a couple of penalties, one drive. I mean, Alma basically netted 10, 15 yards and scored. But that group, been waiting for an effort like that because we played really well at times in the first 2 games, but it was encouraging. If we play like we did a couple of weeks ago, I'm really looking forward to where our defense can go this year.
You've had a lot of players in your coaching career that have come and gone that have been just outstanding football players. Garrett Vaughn, do you ever just kind of shake your head and go, that's just Garrett being Garrett?
Oh, absolutely. It seems like say that every week, that it's just he does something every week that amazes me. And the fun part about him right now is, you've seen him run absolutely by people and hit a big one against some very fast and athletic defense. But watch him when he has to pick up a blitz or when he has to block for somebody else that's running. He is as unselfish as a player that we have on this team. And I think when you're your best player and your leaders are like that, we get a chance to be pretty special.
Kickoff's coming up. You're watching the Springdale Bulldog pregame show on the Bulldog Sports Network.
What does it take to overcome, to battle, to go beyond? Creating flesh and blood, each battle, each warrior, each chief, true brethren, the art of the fight, the music and power, the story of strength. eternalized in glory. Brilliance manifested. A tribe is made up of those who have followed the footsteps of past generations, who are clearly different from the mainstream and dominant society, leaving a burning legacy for those to come. Only one tribe is true. Only one is ours. Only one is Springdale.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. HAR-BER. Hometown fresh.
I need new tires. What size of tire do I need? Will they have my size? Do I need an appointment? When can I get in? How long will that take? Can I drop my car off? Do I have to wait there? What will I do with my kids? Will they have a tire that fits my budget?
Does buying tires have your head spinning? At Tire Tracks, we have all the answers built on over 20 years of local service. With 3 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas and over 25 highly skilled technicians, we can answer all your questions and keep your head from spinning.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. From value-packed basic apartments with appliances and washers and dryers to resort-style apartment living on golf courses with fabulous amenities, you'll love where you live and play. Visit lindsaymanagement.com to apply online and see photos, rates, and floor plans for all locations we manage throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
When accidents happen, our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge can mean less waiting and faster care. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale. Our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means faster care. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Zaxby's food has always brought people together. Catering to the big moments, the little wins, the long talks, and the quick getaways. Because food this inviting is bound to add a lot of flavor to your life.
Introducing the Zax Pack. Served with chicken fingers, sides, Texas toast, and iced tea. Pick one up for dinner or your next event. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
And we welcome you back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium about 10 minutes before the start of Homecoming 2018. We do have some abbreviated homecoming ceremonies tonight because of the weather, and that's really the big story. Let's talk about that right now. The weather brought to you by Best Sports. 69 degrees outside. That's the good news. The bad news is we've got winds blowing at anywhere from 6 to 10 miles an hour, and they are swirling. I've been watching the flags on both sides of the stadium, and there's no real path to how this is going, so the wind's blowing around. The big news is that it is raining And right now it's just a soft drizzle. It's not bad at all, but I was just looking at the radar a couple minutes ago, and there is some heavier rain expected. And let's talk about how that affects the football game. Both these teams like to run out of the spread. Let's talk first for Springdale. This has got to be handed to 20.
Absolutely. In a game like this where weather can definitely be a factor, your main concern really isn't to try and pass the ball. You want to really establish that run game, make sure you can protect the ball, because the ball can get super wet, super slick, and be a night for turnovers if the Bulldogs aren't careful.
It's one of those, the weathers can be one of the great equalizers. Springdale heavily favored in this football game. Garrett Vaughn comes into the 2 tonight, leading the 7A West in rushing, 469 yards on the year, about 156 per game. He's been phenomenal, but now we're going to start to talk about some guys that are starting to come back from injury, and one of those guys that's coming back is Connor Sykes. He's a first-year wide receiver with Springdale. Going to have a kind of an impact on the game. He's going to play running back. He'll play tight end. He may play some linebacker tonight. We'll talk about that in just a second. He's also going to play some receiver.
Absolutely. You and I have been talking off air all season long so far that we're ready for Connor to get back and play, and found out that he could have played against Alma, but really didn't need to. Wanted to give him an extra 2 weeks to fully heal up, be 100%. He comes in tonight. He looked good in uniform, so we'll see how he performs tonight.
He really looks good in his uniform. He's going to be another security blanket for Grant Allen, who, by the way, is first in the state in passing efficiency. His passing efficiency is about 192. To give you an example, 255 is perfect in the passing efficiency category. But he leads the state right now, 711 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Grant's been phenomenal. Brock's been terrific, but let's talk about that offensive line, and let's talk about your keys to the game, because the keys, I mean, there's with the weather, things change a little bit. Let's talk about your keys to the ball game.
Absolutely. Coming in, my main 3, I talked about a couple of them earlier. Is my main one tonight is the Bulldogs have to focus. It's homecoming. You had your ceremony this morning. You had the parade earlier today. You'll have a few light activities out here throughout the game. But the Dogs have to find a way to focus tonight. Don't worry about anything else. Worry about Heritage. Come out with a W tonight. We have to minimize penalties.
Most definitely. They average 10 per game.
We're at 30 penalties so far this season for 210 yards, averaging about 70 yards penalty-wise per game. So if we can minimize that, I think that'll definitely help the Bulldogs, especially in the first half. I think is where we see a lot of them, get off to a strong start. As soon as we can get those down. Run defense is something that we're really going to have to focus on tonight. Heritage, I was watching all week long while at the hospital with my wife and baby girl, was watching the game versus Central, and they like to do a lot of read option, speed option, try to get you to the outside and see if they can't pick up, 10, 15 yards just off of 2 plays alone.
Now, the record's not impressive, but they do have 2 guys that are pretty impressive athletes. Ty Grazer, number 7. They're going to move him around a lot. He'll play running back. He'll play wide receiver. He will play some quarterback. Zach Brown, not the band, is their quarterback. He's a big, strong kid. He can throw it a little bit, completing about 50% of his passes, 338 yards, 1 touchdown. But his real value to this offense is his rushing. He's the team's leading rusher, 257 yards.
Absolutely. And watching, like I said, I was watching the Central game this week. He would gash it up the middle or to the outside for anywhere from 10 to 15 games yards at a time, and he doesn't really stand in the pocket a lot. He likes to kind of do a bootleg out to the side, throw on the move, and that can open up lanes down the field. And if Springdale's not careful, they may catch him in play action.
Pre-game show is brought to you by HAR-BER Foods. We're broadcasting live from the Slim's Chickens Broadcast Plaza. Want to thank Slim's. They brought us a feast prior to the ball game, and I know I partook, whatever you want to call it. I ate a bunch before the game started. I know you're working on it now. We're about 5 minutes before kickoff. Let's talk about big picture stuff, because we got some big games going around on the 7A West, but let's start here for Springdale. 3-0 in their non-conference for the 2nd year in a row. Looking to get to 4-0 for the 2nd year in a row. This is a big win for playoff positioning. Remember, the last couple of years, 2 conference wins has gotten you into the playoffs, and that's obviously goal number 1. So, get victory number 1, then you go get victory number 2, and so on and so forth. And it sounds obvious, but for this particular Springdale team, I think they've got bigger goals than just making the playoffs.
Absolutely. You and I were talking before we came on air that, right now we're sitting looking at about probably 4th or so in the conference. And, you know, injuries are going to start playing in here soon for a lot of teams. And, you know, the Dogs are good enough that if other teams, Bentonville, Fayetteville, West, Har-BER, if they're not careful, you know, Dogs are going to sneak up there and end up being number 1 by the end of the year.
It's been kind of weird in the non-conference. Bentonville's 0-3. Bentonville West is 0-3. Those are the 2 teams that were picked as the top 2 teams in the West. Fayetteville went 3-0, but they've got a problem with their quarterback, Darius Bowers. He is not going to play tonight. We're not sure what the injury is, but he's not going to play tonight against Bentonville West. And we'll talk about all the different games that are going on. Carlos will keep us up to date on that. Springdale's coming out of the locker room now. They're going to go get into the tunnel. And we're going to be underway here in just a couple minutes. Let's run down the games real quick, talk about some of the playoff implications. Let's talk first about Har-BER, our crosstown rivals, going up to play those Bentonville Tigers. It's a huge game. Har-BER's 2-1 after the rough start against Pulaski Academy. They've turned it around. They beat Russellville and then Pine Bluff last week. And then you got Bentonville, who's had a week off after getting just shellacked by Aledo, Texas.
Absolutely. You know, Har-BER last week went over to Pine Bluff and beat Pine Bluff there. And that's something you don't hear a lot of, is teams going to Pine Bluff and winning, but Har-BER found a way to come out and do that. So my big game that I'm watching is that one, mostly because my brother-in-law is playing for Har-BER. He's starting over there at outside linebacker, so that's a big game that I'm watching. Another one's going to be Bentonville West versus Fayetteville, down at Fayetteville. I've been talking with a Fayetteville dad all week long. He said that this should be a good game.
Captains are heading towards midfield for Springdale. Matthew John, Grant Allen, Chop Sanders, and Dat Gum, Trevor Gum. He's captain tonight and been pretty good at keeping an eye on those coin tosses. You got one job in the pregame.
Always the coin toss.
Make sure we know who the coin toss is. Let's talk a little bit about the Fayetteville there we go. The Bentonville West game. Had a chance to talk to Coach Brian Pratt this week up at Bentonville West. They're banged up. Will Jarrett's not going to play. Jaden Jackson was hobbling around in the pregame. Their nose tackle is out for the year. They're a banged-up football team, and they have got to go play what is probably the conference favorite in Fayetteville down at Harmon Field. Not sure if the goalposts are fixed this year or not, but I doubt it. But that's a topic for another day, and when we get to Fayetteville, we'll talk about that. But looks like the coin toss.
Heritage won the toss and elected to receive.
So there you go. Heritage will win the toss. They're going to take the football first. Springdale will be kicking from left to right. Couple of notes. Trey Tolbert is not with the team today, dealing with a personal matter. So in his start, Travion, the young sophomore, is going to get a start tonight. Travion he's played a little bit, and he is going to be Travion Westbrook, 5'11". 200 and I think the 239's generous. He's a big old boy, but he's going to get his first start, conference opener, 7A West, and he has played well. He played a lot when Hunter got hurt earlier this year, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Also Sylvester Martinez, kicker, is not in uniform tonight. The Barrosos, Nathan and Daniel will sub for him, and from what Coach Clark told me in the pregame, they're good to go and as good as anybody. And that's what you have when you have a state championship level soccer team. You can go get guys who can put the football into the end zone. So we're excited about it. It's nice to have you along here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Also, everybody joining us on ESPN Radio. Anywhere you are here in the state of Arkansas, we're glad to have you. Heritage comes onto the field, and again, 0-3 on the season. They really struggled. They lost their opener to Northside, 69-0. They then lost to Central in their first home game, 43-15, and then last week Southside beat them 52-22. Springdale, meanwhile, comes in 3-0, wins over Joe T. Robinson Parkview, and 2 weeks ago, right here at Gerald Williams against the Alma Airedales, a game that, quite honestly, Springdale really didn't get in gear until the third quarter.
Absolutely, and I don't want to sit here and say the delays and everything had something to do with it, but coming off of a hour and a half weather delay and then kind of a 15-20 minute facility delay when the power outage happened, it was kind of one of those that you didn't know what to do, and the Dogs found a way in the third quarter and came out and fired on all cylinders.
The Dogs come onto the field, and again, they'll be kicking off from left to right on your screen. This is Heritage was here 2 years ago for homecoming, and Springdale 42-21 winner. That was the Kyler Williams game. Kyler had a monster night that afternoon, and of course, down here in the end zone to our right is the memorial to Kyler. Always think of him when we play Heritage here at Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. So we're about ready for kickoff. We'll see who Coach Clark sends out to kick the football off. Silvestre normally handling the opportunities. Looks like Daniel Barroso is going to trot out. And Springdale, again, 3-0, looking to go to 4-0 for the second year in a row and for the third time since 2006. Back deep for Heritage. We've got Lamond, and on the far side, that's Williams. Check that, number 25 on the near side, that's J.J. Webb. Young man on the far side, that's number 16, Luke Williams. So here we go, we got it teed up. Barroso's kicks high and short. It's going to be fielded and bounced at the 24-yard line. It's going to be grabbed there. And out of the pack comes Lamond. He's going to get across the 50-yard line, and not exactly the start you wanted, but he's forced out of bounds across the 50 at the 48-yard line, and that's where Heritage will take over 1st and 10.
Good job by Gabe there to chase down Lamond. So I had to look and see what number exactly that was. Lamond had an outside lane, and Gabe didn't catch up to him. He probably hits the end zone there.
So Zach Brown brings out the offense. The guy to keep an eye on is number 7. That's Ty Grazer. He's in the backfield. He's kind of there, do everything. He's their Garrett Vaughn. He's the big play guy in this Heritage offense. 11:55 to go in the first quarter. This is Grazer trying to get to the outside. Stoney's there to meet him at the 50. It's going to wind up as a loss of 2.
Stoney picking up where he left off last week. Had a big hit last week or 2 weeks ago against Alma, and Stoney again just meeting guys in the backfield.
Stoney is making a name for himself here in the 7A West as one of the hardest hitters coming out of the secondary. Nice play by him. Another tackle for loss on the season for Stoney. He is starting to make that quite a habit. That is his second tackle for loss, and the first one, that was a big one. First one was a shot heard around the world. So 2nd down and 12. Brown in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. And we're going to get a timeout. Heritage calls a timeout, 11:12 to go, first quarter. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Springdale Bulldog Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Springdale Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Bulldog. Schedule, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Springdale Bulldogs, proudly presented by McClarty Daniel. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium as we get back underway here. 11:12 to go in the first quarter. Heritage calls a timeout right before their second offensive play. A couple of changes for Springdale up front. Nathan Burkett's playing the nose. Alberto Martinez and Jace Carey are the defensive line. We'll talk about that here after this play. Brown to throw. He's got a man open across the middle. He's going to be down near the 43-yard line. And they'll give him the 42, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Great job by Dwan right there. As soon as the receiver catches the ball, just kind of stops him right in his tracks.
Pass caught by Hodges, going to bring up a 3rd down. Pickup of 8, it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. This is a heavy set. This is a run set for Rogers. When they drop that tight end into the backfield, they like to power the football. Here comes Lamond. He's got room. Lamond across the 35, and he's going to race to the end zone for a Heritage touchdown.
Good job by that offensive line for Heritage. Made a hole, really, and just kind of gassed Springdale there for a big run.
Springdale gives up a 42-yard touchdown run on the first offensive possession. And Heritage takes a 6-0 lead, 1 minute and 27 seconds into the first quarter.
He's lining up for the PAT, and there's flags being thrown.
had a false start against Heritage. And, you talked about distractions, and, I'm not sure that falls under the category of distractions, but, this is a Heritage team that has struggled to score points. And the last thing you want to do is give them any sort of confidence. So Springdale's going to have their work cut out for them. Kicks on the way. And it's good. So with 10:33 to go in the first quarter, our score, Rogers Heritage 7, Springdale nothing. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be. For you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 10:33 to go first quarter. Heritage impressive on their opening drive. Scoring drive was 3 plays, goes 48 yards. Scoring drives brought to you by First Security Bank. So Christian's got it teed up back deep for the Bulldogs. Daryl Parchman, Juwan Boyd, and Garrett Vaughn. And this is, I hate to say it's a unfamiliar spot because Springdale has really struggled in the first half of these ball games. They're outscored now by 9 points by their opponents in the first 3+ games. It's been the second half where Springdale's really kind of kicked it in gear and outscored their opponents 77-15.
Absolutely, but now that you're in conference, come next week and the following, especially even tonight, you still got to start out to a strong start.
Christian's kick is high and short. Darrell's going to collect it at the 20. Can't control it. Darrell. Heritage is going to wind up with the football at the 20-yard line after Springdale turns it over.
You got to wonder if that's where the weather slowly starts to come into play with making the ball wet, even with the light sprinkles and mist that we're having here tonight.
So Springdale turns it over. Ball's going to be placed at the 22-yard line. First and 10 for Heritage. This is Brown on the option. Lamond, he's going to be stacked up back at the 23.
And there's that read option, or speed option, that I was talking about earlier in the game. And Bulldogs so far on that, able to sniff that out. But we'll see how that goes throughout the game.
So it's going to bring up second down, 11, ball at the 23.
Springdale defense right now really needs to bow their neck and get after the ball here.
Brown to throw. Now he's going to take off and run. Chop's going to track him down at the 20-yard line. They wind up picking up 3, and that's going to be a third down. We'll call it 8. Clock running with 9:35 to go.
Good job there by Chops and Nathan Burkett there on the stop.
So third down. Springdale defense in much need of a stop. Brown on the roll and pitches out to Grazier on the far side. Springdale's got it hemmed in very well. It's going to wind up being, call it a gain of 0.
Great job by the Springdale defense, sniffing out that read option again. Out there to the far side, top of your screen. Bulldogs right there to diagnose and take care of that very quickly.
So fourth down. Fourth down and 10. Clock running, 8:38 to go.
Heritage takes a timeout here.
So Heritage will call a timeout with 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Our score, Heritage 7, Springdale nothing. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 8:33 to go in the first quarter. Bit of a shocker. Heritage jumps out to a 7-0 lead. Springdale turns it over on the ensuing kickoff, and now Heritage facing a 4th down and 10. Zach Brown is the quarterback. Ty Grazer alongside in the running back spot. Grazer going to move to the other side. Play clock at 15. Brown with the snap. Springdale on the blitz. Chops nearly gets there. He's got Grazer down the middle. And Grazer's going to be down to the 1-yard line. This Rogers Heritage team has come out flying here in the first quarter.
Absolutely. This Rogers Heritage team is definitely out to find a win here. I think they've had one conference win last season, so they're looking, for a big win here tonight if they can pull it off.
21-yard pickup on 4th and 10 is going to set up a 1st down and goal. Ball just outside the 1-yard line. The running back is Isaiah Tibbs. He's in the I formation. They're going to give to Tibbs straight ahead. Springdale's there. Tries to spin away. Stoney hanging on, waits for his friends. It's going to wind up being about a half-yard pickup.
Great job by the Springdale defense there. Tibbs had the ball, pretty close there to the goal line, and the Springdale defense just forces their way and pushes them back.
So 2nd down and goal. Ball at the 1-yard line. Clock running, 7:40 to go in the first quarter. Two-back set, tight end to the left side. Again, this is a power formation for Heritage. Brown to Tibbs, and they're going to say he did not make it. It's going to be 3rd down.
Good job by the Springdale defense. Got him just short, stopped him about half a yard short there. Tibbs tried to stretch the ball across, couldn't quite make it before his knee went down.
So 3rd down and goal. Ball just inside the 1-yard line. Springdale defense being tested early. Back into the I formation. Tibbs the running back. Brown goes under center. Here's Brown on the quarterback sneak, and he's going to get in easily for another Rogers Heritage touchdown.
Brown there just kind of leaned forward, pushed himself leaned himself really on the back of his center, Hunter Holland, and gets in for the Heritage touchdown.
So Springdale now facing their largest deficit of the season at 13 points. Christian, the kicker, on to try and make it 14. Springdale hasn't run an offensive play yet. Kick's on the way, and it's good. So with 6:41 to go in the first quarter, our score, Rogers Heritage 14, Springdale nothing. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness center, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. That score is not a misprint. Heritage, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. Springdale with a turnover on their first, the first time they touched the football, they turned the ball over. Heritage has taken advantage of it. You got to give the War Eagles a lot of credit. They've come in here ready to play. Had kind of a demoralizing non-conference, but boy, they are playing with their hair on fire right now. Springdale's going to have to respond. Christian's got it teed up back deep. You got Juwan, Darrell, and Garrett. This is a short kick. It's fielded at the 31. This is Gabe looking for a block. Good block on the outside there by Juwan. Gabe got a little bit of room. He's going to cut it back and get near the 50-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 49. So Springdale will start with good field position.
Good job there by Gabe. Cut it back across field and try and make a small cut back there. Get up to about midfield here. Bulldogs offense takes their first possession of the ball game.
Springdale comes in to the night averaging 40 points per game, nearly 500 yards of total offense. They're going to have to play a little catch-up here. They take over the ball at the 49-yard line. Grant brings them out. Garrett's in the backfield. You got Connor and Brock to the top of the screen. Jaden and Darrell to the bottom. Ramon Esparza making his first start at right tackle. This is Garrett. Big hole. Garrett across the 40, runs over 2 guys, and he's going to pick up a first down at the 34-yard line.
Great job there by Garrett. Picks up a big chunk of yards there. Ran into Barney right there, and I think had he not run into Barney, probably picked up another, 5-10 yards.
17-yard pickup on first down for Garrett Vaughn. Good work there by the offensive line. Again, across the front, you got Jesus. You got Alayu. Rafi's going to make the start along with Jacob Sissenfu and Ramon Esparza. He's at the right tackle. He's been playing defensive line the last couple of weeks. That's Connor Sykes in motion, and we've got a penalty flag down.
They're going to get a false start there on Rafi.
So Springdale's first penalty of the night will back him up to the 39-yard line. So 1st and 15, clock running, 6:05 to go, first quarter. Springdale down 14. Grant in the shotgun's got Garrett alongside. Grant, first throw of the night. He's got Jaden wide open in the flat. Jaden across the 35-yard line, makes a nice move, and he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a 5-yard pickup.
Good little pitching catch there from Grant, and Jaden pick up, the necessary 5 yards, get back to the original line, make it a second and manageable here.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Connor's going to check out. Jeffrey Mann's checked in. Brock's to the top of the screen. You got Jeffrey and Jaden to the bottom. 2 back sets, Garrett and Darrell, alongside Grant Allen, the quarterback. Here's Darrell, straight ahead, big hole. Darrell close to first down yardage. They'll mark him at the 25.
Good downhill running there by Darrell.
I think one of the things the coaches wanted to do this week was get Darrell the football. So it's 3rd down and 1. We'll go trips to the bottom. Connor, Jeffrey, and Brock. Jaden's the inline tight end at the top of the screen. Garrett's the running back. Grant gives to Garrett. He's got first down yardage. Inside the 15. Garrett Vaughn's going to be bumped out of bounds inside the 10. 1st and goal, Bulldogs.
Good job there by the offensive line. And Garrett's bouncing it to the outside. Picks up good chunk of yards there, about another 15 or so yards. Gets inside the Storm Orthodontics red zone here. Bulldogs, maybe down 14, but, their hair is on fire right now offensively.
21-yard pickup for Garrett. Again, the conference's leading rusher comes in at 469 yards total, averaging about 156 per game. Let's Grant in the pistol. Jaden's the tight end. Chops is checked in. Here comes Garrett, looking for a hole into the end zone. Touchdown, Springdale.
Good job by that offensive line. Good job by Jaden there. Peel back block. Picked up the linebacker as he tried to crash in. Opened up the hole for Garrett. Garrett just walks into the end zone for a Springdale touchdown.
So Springdale answers right back. That drive, 5 plays, 51 yards. Garrett doing most of the work. He picks up 42 on that drive. Now we'll see what Springdale wants to do. Again, Silvestre Martinez, the kicker, not in uniform tonight. Daniel Barroso is going to check in. Looks like they're going to go for the conventional 1-point score. Play clock right now at 10. Springdale's going to have to hurry here. Will Mueller, the holder. Henry Cruz, the snapper. Snaps on its way. Kick is good. So with 4:41 to go in the first quarter, our new score. Heritage 14, Springdale 7. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 4:41 to go in the first quarter. Heritage with a 14-7 lead. They've been impressive. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Springdale, of course, helping them with 1. Back deep for the War Eagles. You got J.J. Webb. You got Williams. He'll be to the top of the screen. Daniel Barroso's got it teed up. Springdale's coverage team's got to do a little bit better than they did the first time. I know they worked very, very hard, as Coach said during the coaches show. They worked very hard on special teams this week. This ball is going to bounce at the 20. It's going to be picked up on the far side. That's Williams trying to find a little bit of room. Springdale's got him hemmed in. Brendel's first one there. They're going to knock him down at the 24. So good coverage there by the Bulldogs special teams.
Great job there by Brendel. I think Williams right there thought the ball was just going to bounce and then take a sideways hop out of bounds, and turns out it took a bounce straight up and stayed in play.
Well, the Springdale defense will take the field. Right now, Heritage averaging 7 yards per play. 10 plays total, 70 yards here in the first quarter. 2 touchdowns for the War Eagles, by far their best output in the first quarter this season. This is Lamont straight ahead, and he's going to be stacked up. They're going to give him 2 on the carry up to the 26-yard line, and that's about it. Chops there, Jonathan Lopez is there, Jawan there.
Great job by that defensive front, able to just kind of corral Lamont and stop him really for about a 2-yard gain right there.
So it brings up 2nd down and 10, or excuse me, 2nd and 8, ball at the 26-yard line. J.J. Webb's checked in at the running back spot. Heritage will do this. They will run 5 or 6 guys out of that running back spot. This is Brown. He takes off and runs. Chops and Hunter are there to meet him. They're going to give him they'll give him another 2 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. Ball's going to be placed at the 28-yard line.
Great job by Alex Dugan. I think he was the first one there to meet Brown.
So 3rd down. Ball at the 28-yard line. The line to make is the 34. Heritage 2 out of 3 on their 3rd downs here in the first quarter. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Randall Cook's checked in at a cornerback spot. Brown's going to throw. Under pressure. He's got a man wide open in the flats, and that's Hodges. Across the 40, he's going to be bumped out of bounds by Christian Wise, and it's going to be another 1st down for Heritage.
Good job there by Brown to be able to find Hodges here in the flats. Picks up a War Eagle 1st down here, and Heritage right now, you wouldn't think the way they're playing Springdale that they're 0-3.
15-yard pickup on 3rd and 6. This Heritage offense has got Springdale's defense, who's been very good the first couple of games, got them on roller skates a little bit. Springdale having trouble getting lined up here. Christian finally drops down into that 4th defensive end spot. Here's Brown to throw, under pressure. Now he's got a big seam on the backside. Brown going to run out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Another 1st down for Rogers. Heritage, they are doing a fantastic job against this Springdale defense.
They really are. A great job by Brown there to be able to kind of look back and see that he had, a good about 20 yards or so to just kind of run and pick up, a lot of green grass there for the War Eagles.
So it's 1st down and 10, ball at the 30, 3:02 to go in the first quarter. Lamont's checked back in at the running back spot. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. This again a running formation with that tight end. Here comes Lamont. He's going to wind up getting 4 yards. Chops the first one there to stop him.
Good job there by Chops to be able to find Lamont. Lamont's still able to pick up about 4 yards right there for the War Eagles. Tell you what, this Heritage run offense, getting the better of Springdale here right now.
2nd down and 6, ball at the 26. Trips to the top of the screen. Brown to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Looks to be Hunter. And
looks like Alberto Martinez. They've been getting close. They just hadn't been able to get there yet, and they finally get to Zach Brown.
And that right there may be, the spark that this defense needs. Puts Heritage here in a 3rd and 12. Heritage has really been kind of able to control the chains here, but let's see how they answer off that sack.
3rd down and 12. This is Brown. Little half roll. He's got a man wide open down the far side. He just overshot him. A little confusion there between J-Lo, Christian, and Stoney. Running free on that far side.
I believe that was Seth Curran.
Yeah. Seth Curran was, they ran a little cross route there, or scissor route, whatever you want to call it. And boy, Springdale catches a break. It's now 4th down and 12.
That looked to be about that that run, that RPO that a lot of teams like to run. Brown and Lamont looked to have that speed option. Brown just kind of stepped back and threw it up to Seth, just on the outstretched hands, couldn't quite bring it in.
So 4th down and 12. That was Brown's first incompletion of the ballgame. Springdale brings the blitz. They've got the screen set up, and Springdale's got it. Nice play there by Nathan Burkett and Jace. They read that perfectly, and Springdale's going to take over the ball at the 30-yard line.
Nathan Burkett about came up with that interception there. Read that perfectly the whole way, and couldn't quite come up with the interception, but instead turns the War Eagles away, and that's the first time the War Eagles have been stopped so far this game.
So Springdale take over at the 31-yard line. Grant will bring him out. Garrett's in the backfield. 4 wide receivers set. Springdale went 5 plays, 51 yards on their first. This is Grant. Looking for Brock along the sidelines. Catches at the 42. Nice move and steps out of bounds close to the 50-yard line. First down, Bulldogs.
Great job by Grant right there. Had Connor right here at about
choice.
The 45, and Brock just kind of comes free on the break and chooses to get the first down.
You know how those quarterbacks are, the Glory Hounds. They want to throw it deep every single time. He had his choice of receivers there at the top of the screen. So Connor and Brock go to the bottom of the screen. Darrell to the top of the screen. Jaden's now going to flex out. Now he's going to come back. Clock stopped with 1:39 to go in the first quarter. 14-7 our score. Grant, high snap. Now he's going to take off and run. Grant down the sidelines. He's going to get close to the 35-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for Springdale. So take that, Mr. Brown. Our guy can run too.
Yeah, great job there by Grant. Turned what looked to be kind of a messed up play and picks up, first down for the Bulldogs, keeps the chains moving. And we're down to about 1:30 here in the first quarter. And Springdale's got some new life.
18-yard pickup for Grant. Gives the Bulldogs a first down at the 35-yard line. Grant has got the screen set up. Here's Connor's first catch as a Bulldog. And it's going to be a good one. Connor is going to get first down yardage close to the 20. Congratulations to Connor Sykes. His first catch as a member of the red team.
Absolutely. Great to have Connor out here on the field. Great pickup right there for the Bulldogs.
It's just another weapon for Coach Clark. 14-yard pickup, and the Bulldogs are moving the football with 1:10 to go in the first quarter. Grant's going to throw again. He's got Darrell wide open. Darrell down the middle. Fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Springdale.
Great job by Darrell. Had Isaiah Tibbs coming right at him. I'm sorry, Ty Grazier coming right at him. And Tibbs right there on the backside. Fights off both of them and gets into the end zone for a Springdale touchdown. And we're an extra point away from tying this ball game up.
Darrell's first touchdown of the year. It's also his first career touchdown reception. With 57 seconds to go in the first quarter, Springdale, as Carlos said, an extra point away. Looks like they're going to go for 2. Will's going to run it. Darrell's in the backfield. Here comes Chops. Trying to get to the outside. Chops fights his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Great job by Chops. Got stopped at about the 2-yard line. Uses his power and just gets into the end zone. Puts Springdale on top 15-14 with about 57 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Our new score, 15-14, as Carlos said. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
If you absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
57 seconds to go here, first quarter. Springdale's just taken a lead, 15-14. If you're just joining us, Heritage scored the first 14 points in about 90 seconds. A great drive on their opening drive, then recovered a fumble, went 22 yards, had a 14-0 lead. Springdale's answered right back. Garrett Vaughn, touchdown run, and then a touchdown pass from Grant to Darrell Parchman. This ball's bouncing around at the 21-yard line. Springdale is not going to wind up with it, but good coverage there. I'm not 100% sure why Rogers hasn't corrected that. That's the third kickoff that's hit the ground.
Absolutely, and great job by Daryl and Juwan right there, as they watched the ball bounce, they kept going, almost came up with the ball, but Heritage just happened to fall on it and gets it at about the 22-yard line.
So Springdale defense will come back out. They've had their struggles. Heritage 115 yards of total offense here in the first quarter. So Zach Brown brings them out. Lamond is the quarterback. Or the running back, check that. Zach Brown, the quarterback. And this is Lamond. Springdale had him hemmed in there. Chops is there. Jace is there. It's going to wind up being a couple-yard pickup. But I think if you're Tony Travis right now, down 1 to start the second quarter, I think you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself.
Absolutely. And if you're Springdale, you're kind of looking, in the mirror saying, all right, what happened? These guys got up 14 early, but Springdale's managed to fight their way back and now has that 1-point lead, with 25 seconds here in the first quarter.
Clock running. So we cross the 22nd mark to go in the first quarter. Personnel changes for Heritage. Hodges is going to check back in at the slot receiver spot. Brown the quarterback. J.J. Webb's the running back. And here comes Brown on a half roll. Lets it fly, and he airmailed that one over the head of Hodges. It's going to bring up third down.
Great job there by the Springdale defense. Pass coverage especially had Hodges kind of behind a defender here, but Dwan closing speed, and the ball just kind of sails over his head.
So it's third down and 8, 4 seconds to go in the first quarter. And 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Zach Brown, the quarterback. Snap gets away, and Brown's in trouble, and he's going to go down inside the 10-yard line. Chops is there, Hunter's there, Jace is there.
Burkett.
Basically the entire defense was party in the backfield.
Great job there by the Springdale defense, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Our score after 1, Springdale 15, Heritage 14. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium as we start the second quarter. 4th down, 23 for Heritage, and you've got some scores.
I do. As we said at a couple games that we were watching, Fayetteville and Bentonville West, last update I have, they're tied up at 7 with 3:41 left in their first quarter. Over in Bentonville leads HAR-BER 9-0 at the end of the first, and last update I had on Van Buren Rogers, Van Buren was up 6-0.
There you go. Some scores from around the 7A West. 4th down, 23 yards to go as we start the fourth quarter. Dual safeties for Springdale. It's Brock and Jawan. Zach Brown, the quarterback, is back to punt. Kick's on the way. It's a good one. Jawan's going to catch it at the 49. That was a fair catch, and that's where Springdale take over the football. So it feels like Springdale sort of wrestled control of the football game.
Absolutely. We do have some flags here. I believe we're going to get Heritage for late substitution or a false start. They were running players on and off the field there to start that play.
While we wait for that, looks like they're going to talk to Coach Clark about it, see if he wants to accept it. The Bulldogs next week take on Bentonville West. We get to go to Bentonville West. It's a new stadium, which is pretty exciting. I've been up there a couple times. It's a beautiful facility. Press box for us. Hopefully some good food, because you know how that's that's how we judge things. Looks like Springdale's going to take the penalty. Make Heritage kick it again? Are they going to take the football? I didn't see a signal, did you?
I don't think a signal's been given quite yet, but it looks right here as if Springdale's going to
send the offense
just
out,
take the ball and try and put some points on the board.
An illegal substitution against Heritage, and the 5-yard penalty is from the where the fair catch was made.
So Springdale then will get the ball at about the 40 or so yard line.
About the 44, maybe 49.
At the 49
now
right
they're
now.
going to mark it off. So they should get it at the 44. Well, that's a 10-yard penalty for an illegal substitution.
15-yard penalty?
15-yard penalty?
Bulldogs will get
Hey, I'll be honest with you. We haven't been on the receiving end of a lot of good penalty calls.
We really haven't. So we were both a little confused right there.
We'll take it.
We'll take it, yeah.
Absolutely, we'll take it.
Springdale with great field position right here.
Springdale started at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, Grant. Yeah, I think Tony Travis is asking why an illegal substitution is a 15-yard penalty. And if you don't know Coach Travis, he's one of the great guys in high school football. Terrific guy, great coach. So it's 1st down and 10, ball at the 34. Grant with the play fake, good protection. He's going to hang it up high and long, looking for Brock. Brock with the catch at the 1, touchdown, Springdale.
The Brock Ness monster right there goes up, takes it out of a Heritage War Eagle's hands, and gets in the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown.
34-yard touchdown reception for Brock, his 3rd on the year, and Springdale strikes quickly to take a 21-14 lead pending the extra point. Wow.
Yeah. That was a great play there.
I don't know
by
what
Brock.
they said after that second touchdown, but you might want to bottle that for later on in the year. Low snap, good pickup by Will, kicks on the way, and good. Nice play there by Will Mueller to save the extra point. Barroso tacks it on, our new score with 11:48 to go before the half, 22-14. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
22-14 our score, 11:48 to go here in the second quarter. You've got some updates?
Absolutely. Bentonville West is now taking the lead over Fayetteville, 14-7. Bentonville over HAR-BER, 16-0, and Van Buren over Rogers, 9-0 right now.
Barroso, it's a knuckleball that's going to go out of bounds. The 35-yard line, that's where Heritage will take over. Springdale has sort of wrestled control of this game after going down 14-0 very quickly. They've come back, scored the last 22 points, and just feels like Springdale's finally got it going, maybe got a handle on this Rogers Heritage offense. You know, I think you pointed out one of the keys to that was Travion came out and Dugan came in, and since then Springdale's been pretty good.
Absolutely. And right now, Springdale's, kind of backed up on their own as Heritage take the ball at the 40. And let's see what Springdale can put together here.
So it's 1st down and 10. Brown brings the offense out. Again, this set with the tight end. These are running formations. This is Brown. Jace is there, and they're going to cut him down at the 40-yard line. So we'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Great job there by Jace to be the first one there.
A lot. Jace has been in the backfield quite a bit.
Absolutely, and Luis Herrera as well on the tackle.
So 2nd down 10. Starting to call some young names that are starting to get some playing time. Brown, look at the throw. He's got a man across the middle, knocked loose by Hunter Cornelison. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Hunter came in with authority right there, knocked the ball out, and knocked the ball incomplete.
Yeah, you got to have your head on a swivel. You're coming across that shallow on a crossing route because Hunter's there or Stoney's there. You know that you're looking for the 33 and 34 trains. So it's 3rd down 10, 11-11 to go before the half. Brown's got Lamond in the backfield with him. Heritage started out very well on 3rd downs. They've missed their last 2. This is Lamond. Springdale's got it diagnosed. No gain on the play, and the Bulldogs are going to get the football back.
Hunter there. Jace is there. Immediately in the backfield for the Bulldogs, and Heritage brings out the punt unit, and as we said, I think the Brett Hobbs has gotten after the Springdale defense.
He definitely had some things to say.
He said something after those first 2 touchdowns there that the defense gave up early, and now the defense has come out with their hair on fire.
Zach Brown back to punt. And this one goes straight up in the air. He shanked this one. It's going to hit at the 36, take a roll. Brock picks it up at the 33. Brock's got some room down the sidelines. He's going to be run out of bounds across the 50-yard line. He's one of those guys that when he does that, I don't even worry about it. I mean, he's so sure-handed, I just don't even worry about it.
It almost, for a second there, looked like a fake fair catch, but I guess not really a fair catch.
We don't talk about fake fair catches around here. No,
sorry,
you do not.
As a Texas fan, I mean, that was fun to watch. But great return there by Brock. Picks up a good about 15 yards on the return.
Well, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 46. So it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 10:22 to go in the half. Grant's in the backfield. Garrett alongside. 4 wide receivers set. Here comes Garrett. Good blocking up front. Garrett makes a guy miss. Makes 2 guys miss. Garrett's still going. Still going. And the homecoming King's going to be knocked down for a 5-yard gain.
Garrett's sitting there running kind of east and west, trying to get himself north and south, and able to pick up about 3 right there.
Garrett now 4 carries, 45 yards in the first half. Springdale's rushed 6 times for 72 yards. That's a 12-yard per pop average. Grant 5 for 5, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's efficient. Here comes the counter. Garrett slips through. Going to knock him down at the 47. He's going to wind up being about 3 yards short.
Good job there by, I believe that's Eli Rosen for the War Eagles. Tripped up Garrett. And
that's not easy to do. When he starts moving, very, very hard to get your hands on him. Jeffrey Mann and Jaden Cornelius go to the top. Brock's at the bottom. 2 wide receivers set. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. You got Grant, Darrell, and Garrett in the backfield. Play clock at 5. Here comes Darrell on the draw. He's going to get first down yardage down near the 43-yard line. So Springdale starting to bang away at the middle of that Rogers Heritage defense.
Absolutely. The Springdale offensive line right now is kind of opening up holes here. And, you know, Darrell and Garrett and Grant as well finding, you know, these holes, even if they're, as Jaden said, a penny size, and making do with what they have.
Clock running, 8:50 to go in the half. And we're going to get a timeout, Springdale. So we'll take the timeout with them. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. HAR-BER. Hometown fresh.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. Springdale leads by 8, 22-14, 8:50 to go in the half. Springdale's got the football at the 43-yard line of Rogers Heritage. First down and 10. And you've got a couple updates?
I do. Bentonville just scored again with 7:41 left in the second quarter in Bentonville, and they're up 23-0 over HAR-BER.
So Bentonville returning to form. You had a feeling that Coach Grant would have them ready to go for conference season. It'd be really tough to see them going 0-4. Grant takes the snap, fakes to Garrett. He's got guys wide open all over the place. Finds Brock down the middle. Brock will be knocked down at the 22. He had his pick. All 4 guys were wide open.
Oh, absolutely. And you just looks and had Brock open just right across the middle. Normally that's dangerous territory, but Brock didn't really have a defender around him for a good about 5 yards and is able to pick up another 10 after the catch.
21-yard pickup. First down 10 at the 22-yard line. Springdale offense picking up yardage in chunks. Here comes Garrett. Bounces to the outside. He's going to get inside the 20, close to the 15-yard line.
And we do look to have a flag on the play.
While we wait for the flag, it looks like a hold against Springdale, so that will back the Bulldogs up. You know, all things considered, Springdale has really done well with the penalties. This is just the second. They've really, really struggled in the penalty department. Well, go ahead.
Absolutely. Springdale right now, you know, as we said, is averaging 10 a game. Usually that's about 5 and 5 a half. You know, we're still a little early here in the first half, but, you know, for that to only be the second penalty of the ball game for the Bulldogs and, you know, be about halfway through the second quarter, we're doing pretty good.
Grant in the shotgun, 5 wide. Grant going to swing it out to Garrett. Garrett across a 30. Going to get down near the 20-yard line, so got a 12-yard pickup there on the pass to Garrett Vaughn.
Great block there by Jaden. Had a linebacker, it looks, out here in the flats and just kind of drove him out of bounds and helped Garrett pick up a good chunk of yards there just outside the Storm Orthodontics red zone right here.
I hate saying the phrase an extension of the running game, but that's essentially what it was. They just flip it out to Garrett in space and let him run. So it's second down, 8, clock running, 7:40 to go. Grant, high snap, nice catch. Down the sideline he's got, is that Brock? Indeed it is. Brock's got the first down inside the 10-yard line.
Great pitch and catch there by Brock and Garrett. Or not Garrett, Grant, I'm sorry.
I do it all the time.
They're right next to each other, sure. So I guess, either one. And now the Bulldogs are inside the Storm Orthodontics red zone, first and goal at the 7-yard line.
13-yard pickup, enough for the first down. Jawan's going to check in at a wide receiver spot, chops in at a tight end spot. This just feels like power run, doesn't it? So first and goal, ball at the 7. Here comes Garrett. He'll get down close to the 5-yard line. We'll call it 2. It'll bring up second and goal.
And the power run it was.
Springdale right now, 17 plays here in the first half, 218 yards for those that are math challenged. That's 12.8 yards per play. That's a first down every time you snap the football.
Great job by the Bulldogs right here as they set up second and goal from about the 6-yard line.
Same formation. Clock running, 6:40 to go in the half. Grant hands to Garrett. Garrett with a little stutter, and ball comes loose. He took a shot, and Heritage is going to wind up with the football. And we've got War Eagle down. I think we've got a flag down. Yeah, so they're going to rule that a fumble. Garrett, his second fumble of the season, goes into the end zone. We'll be back in about 30 seconds to clean this up. 6:29 to go in the half. Heritage is going to get the football. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
I need new tires. What size of tire do I need? Will they have my size? Do I need an appointment? When can I get in? How long will that take? Can I drop my car off? Do I have to wait there? What will I do with my kids? Will they have a tire that fits my budget?
Does buying tires have your head spinning? At Tire Tracks, we have all the answers built on over 20 years of local service. With 3 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas and over 25 highly skilled technicians, we can answer all your questions and keep your head from spinning.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. From value-packed basic apartments with appliances and washers and dryers to resort-style apartment living on golf courses with fabulous amenities, you'll love where you live and play. Visit lindsaymanagement.com to apply online and see photos, rates, and floor plans for all locations we manage throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. The injured War Eagle was Reese Williams, linebacker from Heritage. He's being helped off the field. Looks to be a lower leg injury, so we'll reset for you. There was a fumble at the 2-yard line into the end zone, recovered by Heritage. They will take over the football at the 20-yard line after the touchback. So Springdale turns it over. That's the second turnover in the first half for the Bulldogs. They've moved the ball at will, just haven't been able to punch it in. Turnovers hurt for sure. And now Heritage will come out. Zach Brown will bring out the offense. He's got Lamond alongside. Change in the secondary for Springdale. Ricky Monafor is checked in. While we await the referees. 6:29 to go in the half. Springdale leads by 8. Heritage scored the first 14 points of the ballgame. Springdale's come back with the last 22. Brown will throw. That ball's going to be intercepted. So Springdale returns the favor.
I believe that's J-Lo over there on the far side.
Indeed, no, that was Gabe. Nice play there by Gabe Bukow on the far side. Bulldogs turn Heritage over, and a much-needed turnover for that Bulldog defense.
Absolutely. Gabe turned perfectly and just kind of, acted as a receiver and just caught the ball. Heritage had no shot at even trying to play that ball down.
Gabe's second career interception. It's going to set up the Springdale offense at the 41-yard line. So Grant will bring him out. They get Jeffrey Mann, Connor Sykes, and Jaden Cornelius to the bottom. Brock's to the top of the screen. Garrett the running back. Heritage going to show blitz. Grant's going to throw. They got the screen set up. Here comes Connor. Got a seam down the middle. Connor Sykes set sail for the end zone. Connor Sykes, touchdown, Springdale.
Great job by Connor. Great job of the offensive line. Set up that screen, and Connor does the rest and takes it to the house for a Bulldog touchdown.
His second career catch as a Bulldog ends in the end zone. So Springdale will stretch their lead to 14, pending the extra point. The second time they've run that play. Connor gets a touchdown out of it. Good for him. Glad to see him back on the field. He's one of the guys that's been out for a while. And
great turn of events there for the Bulldogs.
Exactly.
Turn it over in your own end zone, get the interception, and score the touchdown next play.
Barroso's kick's on the way and good. So with 6:13 to go in the half, Springdale leads by 15. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. The Dogs punch it in after the turnover. One play, that's their second one-play drive of the night. This time it's Connor Sykes from 41 yards out, his first career touchdown as a Bulldog. And Springdale has extended their lead to 15.
New kicker here for the Bulldogs.
I'll let you handle this one.
That is number 18. I believe that is Nelson Barroso.
We were told Nelson wears white shoes by the head dog himself. So Nelson, we were watching him during warm-ups. He can kick it. Nelson sends it high and short. Ball's going to come down and fumbled at the 20, and he's going to eat it there. Probably wise. Guess who was bearing down on him?
Chops right there. Full head of steam, and he looked up, and he was like, I'm just going to fall in, and I'm not going to take my chance.
That's what you call a business decision. That is a pure business decision. I am not going to take this shot. No. So, Heritage will take over at the 22-yard line, 1st and 10. Springdale's defense has really come to play here since that 14-point outburst by Heritage. Heritage, 25 plays, 103 yards here in the first half. That's a 4.1 average, but at one point they were averaging over 20 yards per play.
Great job there by the Springdale defense to make an adjustment and be able to now kind of control the line of scrimmage here.
Zach Brown takes and gives to Lamond. And hello! Chops! Wow. He is so fast coming off that corner.
Chops came on that zone blitz right there off the edge and just meets, I believe that was Lamond just right there in the backfield.
And Lamond's about half the size of Chops, so, I mean, that's like a before and after picture. So the clock running, 5:45 to go in the half. Springdale has really turned it on here in the latter part of the first quarter and the second quarter. They've got it going. This is Brown. Gives to Grazier. Juwan's got him there at the 25. He'll fight his way up to the 26-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Good job there by Grazier. Kind of muscled his way to pick up a few extra yards there. Kind of ran over Juwan right there.
Grazier is really their go-to guy. I mean, he has one catch for 21 yards, and now that's his 3rd carry for just 2 yards. Springdale's done a nice job on the best player for the War Eagles. Clock running. We approach 5 minutes to go. Springdale leads by 15. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network, as well as everyone on ESPN Radio. Say hi to my friend Candace Dixon, General Manager at ESPN Radio. Glad they decided to go red this year. Here's Brown with the pump fake. Springdale getting after him. Gets outside contain. The ball's going to fall incomplete. Christian may have gotten a hand on that one. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Great job there by Christian. Kind of led number 4. Who is that? Seth Curran. I'm sorry. I called his name earlier, and I couldn't even think of who it was. Kind of had him right there, and luckily I do believe Wise got his hand on the ball and just tipped it out of the hands right there.
So Brown back to punt. Zach Brown, the quarterback from Heritage, started 3 for 3. He's 1 for 6 since. Bulldogs have really put the clamps on this Rogers Heritage offense. So Brock and Jawan back deep. Brown to kick. High end over end, sailing towards Brock. He's going to call a fair catch at the 36, and that's where Springdale will take over with 4:39 to go.
I'm going to give a deal of syrup to Stoney White after this game. Great pancake block right there. I said that I saw a Twitter story of a Georgia high school coach.
I did see that.
That, is giving syrup to his offensive line. Asked Coach Davis if he was going to do that. He said no, because his players may cramp. So we're going to, maybe give it to him after the game.
So Springdale takes over. Ball at the 36. Grant in the shotgun. Here comes Garrett, looking for a little daylight. Busts out the other side. Garrett across the 45-yard line, close to first down yardage.
They're going to mark him about a yard short right there. Great job, though, by that offensive line. Opened up a hole. Garrett finds his way and kind of shimmies it down for a 9-yard pickup.
Garrett now 8 carries, 65 yards, has the 1 touchdown. Clock running, 4:12 to go. Before the half, Springdale with a 15-point lead and scored the last 29 points of the ball game. 4 wide receiver set. Connor, Brock to the top. Here comes Garrett again. Garrett finds a seam across the 50. We got a flag down. They threw the flag at Grant, but we'll see what the call is.
Looks to be in the vicinity of holding, but we'll wait and see.
That is indeed the call. Springdale will get whistled for their 3rd penalty of the night. Give a shout out to my lovely bride watching on the west side of Springdale. Honey, relax. The dogs are fine. Everything's good.
I'd like to give a shout out to my wife and baby girl as well. They're actually watching.
She's out having a good time.
She actually texted me and said that they were watching.
She did. She's actually she's got more important things to do.
Well, for all I know, the baby may be sleeping right now.
That's a fair point. So the ball goes back to the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11. Grant's going to throw. Took his time. Nice comeback route to Brock at the 50. It'll be enough for a first down. Brock and Grant hook up again. 15 yards on that play and a first down for the Bulldogs. By the way, Grant, 10 for 10, 192, 3 touchdowns. Hard to beat that.
Yeah.
That is that's a good night. Brock, by the way, 5 catches, 99 yards, 1 touchdown.
Great job by that offensive line. Definitely giving Grant a lot of time here to find his receivers. And Grant, really kind of has his choice to pick and choose who he wants to throw to.
He's got plenty of time back there. Grant has Garrett alongside. He's going to throw again. Flips it out on the far side. That's Connor Sykes. First down yardage. The Bulldogs, they're going to mark him just short. Maybe. Looks like he's got it. Yeah, they're going to call it a first down. He put his foot in between the 41 and the 40. Thought they were going to call it short, but they're going to give Connor the first down. The Dogs on the march again. Clock will start as soon as they set the chains. 3:10 to go. Connor now 3 catches, 65 yards, the 1 touchdown. Here comes Garrett on the counter. Finds the hole. Garrett up the middle. He's going to pick up about 8 down to the 32.
Great job there by Garrett. Picked up about 7-8 yards right there. Bulldog offensive line just kind of having their way with this Heritage defense.
Springdale now 104 yards on the ground on just 12 carries. That's 8.7 per rush. Garrett's leading the way, 9 carries, 73 yards. Springdale's offense, 306 yards in the first half. Grant with the play fake, stands in, looking for Jaden, trying to corral it one-handed. It's going to go incomplete, and oh well, that's Grant's first incompletion of the night.
Well, good job there by Jaden, actually. You know, couldn't really pull it in one-handed. Instead, just decides to swat it down, you know, prevent the interception there, because you had a Heritage defender right there getting ready to take that ball.
So it's 3rd down and 2. Garrett alongside Grant in the backfield. 3 wide receiver set. Darrell down at the bottom. You got Connor in the slot. Brock to the top. The tight end is Jaden Cornelius. I mean, that is a heck of a skill set that Springdale's rolling out there right now. That's a good group. Grant takes and gives to Garrett. Turns north. Garrett inside the 20-yard line, and first down, Springdale.
Great job there by Garrett. Picks up the first down, just keeps going, picks up about 20 right there. The Bulldogs are in business to score another as they're inside the Storm Orthodontic red zone.
14 yards on the pickup. It's an embarrassment of riches on that Springdale offensive unit with the skill players they have. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that can go to the house every single time. Garrett now 10 carries, 87 yards, 1 touchdown. He's the lone running back behind Grant. That's Jaden in motion. Clock running, 2 minutes to go. Here's Grant, and we've got whistles. They're going to call a false start against Springdale, so now the penalty's starting to creep in again. Springdale now 4 penalties, 30 yards. Heritage just 1 for 15 yards. You know, as I'm looking out here in the stands, I mean, the weather, you know, they were predicting doom and gloom. I mean, heavy downpours. The weather's actually been okay.
Really has. I'm looking up at the lights, and it's just kind of
a misting rain. Here's Grant. Boy, he's got all kinds of guys open. This is Jaden. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Jaden Cornelius, touchdown, Springdale.
Great job there by Jaden. Kind of cuts it back, finds Pater into the end zone for the Bulldogs.
So Springdale extends their lead. They've outscored Rogers here in the Rogers Heritage here in the second quarter, 20-0. Their lead right now, 35-14, as Daniel Barroso comes on to try the extra point. Grant having himself an evening, 12 for 13, 225 and 4. Whew, that is a night. Barroso's kicks, a line drive, and on the way and good. So with 1:42 to go in the half, Springdale stretches their lead to 22. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Zaxby's food has always brought people together. Catering to the big moments, the little wins, the long talks, and the quick getaways. Because food this inviting is bound to add a lot of flavor to your life.
Introducing the Zax Pack. Serve with chicken fingers, sides, Texas toast, and iced tea. Pick one up for dinner or your next event. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Welcome back to legendary Darrell Williams Bulldog Stadium. The Dogs scored the last 36 points in a ball game after falling behind 14-0. And as you know, I said the weather wasn't too bad. And as I say that, I see a bunch of umbrellas start to open up. So Barroso's got it teed up. Kick's going to drive J.J. Webb back to the 9-yard line. Webb trying to find a little bit of seam, and he does. He's across the 30. Gabe's going to drag him down at the 44-yard line. So Springdale still struggling a little bit on the kick coverage team.
Great job there by Gabe to pull down Webb right there. It was either Gabe or it was going to be Barroso. Normally you don't want your kicker to make tackles.
So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 44, 1:33 to go. Springdale with 2 timeouts. So an incomplete pass here anywhere in this possession. They could probably get the football back if they can hold the War Eagles here. So Zach Brown brings him out. Lamondid's in the backfield. Travion's checked back in at the middle linebacker spot. Springdale showing blitz, and here they come. Jace gets through, and Brown gets away. He's across the 50. He's going to be dragged down at the 45-yard line.
Great job there by Hunter. Be able to chase down Brown and stop him before he was able to pick up any more yards there for the War Eagles. That Springdale defensive line had him in the backfield, but Brown, you know, is an elusive player, was able to get outside and pick up a big chunk of yards there for Heritage. They're now inside Springdale territory, I think, for the first time since the first quarter.
1st and 10, balls at the 35 clock running, 1:10 to go in the half. Brown and Lamond in the backfield. 4 wide receiver set. That's Curran in motion. Brown looking to throw. Chops bats that one down.
I think his intended receiver was Curran right there, and Chops just jumps up and bats it out of the air.
6'3" and have a wingspan like him. Yeah, you can do that kind of stuff. 57 seconds to go in the half. Springdale scored the last 36 points of the ball game. They sort of wrestled control away from the War Eagles, but they would like to keep them out of the end zone here. Springdale dealing with some injuries along the defensive line. We saw Bruno Martinez leave before the game started. Ramon Esparza playing offense. So there are some youngsters down there getting some time this week. Travion and Hunter showing blitz. Chop showing blitz. Here comes Travion. They're going to flip it to the outside, try a little hook and ladder to Grazer on the outside, and he's going to wind up with a first down. They're going to mark him out at the 20-yard line.
Great pickup there by Heritage. Picks up a first down at about the 24-yard line.
About the 24.
Heritage looking to try and score and make a little bit of a comeback right here just before half.
So 1st and 10, ball to 24, 50 seconds to go. Brown and Lamond in the backfield. Here comes Chops off the corner, and down he goes.
Great job by Chops coming off the edge.
Chops with another sack. Well, I'll tell you what, he was so quickly around the left tackle, it was scary. Heritage is going to call a timeout with 45 seconds to go in the half. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be. For you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 45 seconds to go in the half, and you've got a couple score updates.
I do. Van Buren leads Rogers 16-7 right now, and Bentonville at the half leading HAR-BER 30-0.
That Van Buren game, I talked to Casey Dick earlier in the week. He was excited about his young football team, 1-2. They beat Alma for the first time in 7 years. Played some good non-conference competition, and he likes where the Pointers are going. They're going to be fun. We'll see them in a couple weeks. Right now, we've got 2nd down, 18, ball to 33. Springdale's had good pressure on Brown a number of times. He's just been able to get away. Now they're going to line up in the I formation. Grazer is the fullback. That'd be the guy to keep an eye on, number 7. And they're going to try and slip him right down the middle. Brown gets away from him. And Brown's going to run for first down yardage and run out of bounds at the 13.
Yeah, fans over there on the side trying to call for a flag, but really kind of looked like Brown just took a shoulder and actually hit, I believe that was either Dugan or Hunter right there on the side, and just kind of kept falling.
They mark the ball at the 12-yard line. It's a 21-yard pickup and a first down for Heritage. Clock stops with 35 seconds to go in the half.
Heritage now again inside the Storm Orthodontics red zone. You know, I think that's the first time since the first quarter.
Lamond and Brown in the backfield. They take and give to Lamond. And he's going to get into the end zone for a Heritage touchdown. So Springdale gives up a touchdown with 29 seconds to go in the half.
Heritage right there sealed the edge, was able to get Lamond into the end zone, and Heritage strikes with about 30 seconds left here in the first half.
Christian's going to come on for the extra point. Brown is the holder. Kicks on the way, and it's good. So with 29 seconds to go in the half, our new score, Springdale 36, Heritage 21. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. You've got an update on the Fayetteville-Bentonville West game?
I do. It is 14-14. Fayetteville just missed a 43-yard field goal attempt with 1:43 left in the first half down in Fayetteville.
So Heritage is going to kick off back deep for the Bulldogs. Darryl Parchman, Juwan Boyd, and Garrett Vaughn. Springdale came into today averaging 489 yards total offense through their first 3 games. They got 343 the first half. It's a good
great
number.
Great number for a first half right there.
That is definitely something. We'll see what Heritage wants to do here. I'm imagining this has got to be some sort of a squib kick, I would think, correct?
You would think with the amount of talent that Springdale has deep, but we've been wrong before.
We're wrong more than we're right. So Christian's kick is high and short. It's going to be Darryl at the 20. Darryl Parchman still on his feet, across the 40. Darryl's going to get up to about the 44-yard line with 22 seconds and 2 timeouts yet left. Springdale's got a chance here to maybe do a little bit more damage.
Absolutely. We've seen Springdale twice tonight go one play to the house. You know, with 22 seconds left, that's not impossible to do. Even pick up, 10, 15 yards at a time, get out of bounds, be able to score here.
So 1st and 10 for the Dogs. We get a 3 wide receiver set. Jeffrey Mann and Connor Sykes to the bottom of the screen. Brock's to the top. Garrett the running back. Jaden Cornelius is the tight end. Here's Grant. Gives to Garrett. Garrett making guys miss. Here goes Garrett Vaughn across the 50, across the 45, and he's going to be bumped out of bounds with 14 seconds to go. And that's exactly what you were looking for on that first play.
Absolutely. And as I said, watching film earlier this week, I saw Little Rock Central, with about 36 seconds left, drive to where same length of the field that Springdale has right now, and Springdale's looking to go up tempo.
14 seconds ago, 2 timeouts for the Dogs. Grant to throw. Now he's going to take off and run. He's going to throw it. He's got Jeffrey Mann at the 34-yard line. They're going to stop the clock momentarily, and I imagine Coach Clark's probably going to call a timeout here. Jeffrey's first catch of the ball game. And indeed, we're going to get a timeout, Springdale. So with 7 seconds to go in the half, Springdale leads by 15. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness centers, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
7 seconds to go in the half. Springdale leads by 15. They've got the ball 1st and 10 at the 34. I guess the 1st and 10 probably irrelevant at this point. You're getting 1 or 2 plays off here.
I think you could probably get 2 plays in here, get about a 10-yard out, whether it be top or bottom of your screen, and, get out of bounds as quick as you can, take a shot at the end zone at that point, maybe even a field goal.
Heritage going to put 4 guys deep at the 15-yard line, so we'll see what Coach Clark has dialed up here. He's looking for Brock. That one's going to sail out of bounds with 2 seconds to go.
About the exact play I drew up right there.
Yes, it was. So Springdale's going to have 1 more offensive play. Now, keep in mind, Springdale gets the ball to start the second half.
Springdale will take another timeout right now.
Dogs will take the timeout with 2 seconds left. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, Here. And here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
2 seconds to go in the half. I want to say hi to our good friend Ken Treslow. He's watching at home. Updating him on some Springdale roster moves. So, this is heave and hope or something. Springdale going to go 4 wide. They're going to give it to Garrett. Garrett. You know, this is as good as one of those pass plays to the end zone. Garrett trying to get to the outside. He's going to keep going inside the 20-yard line. He'll be knocked down at the 15, and that's how the first half will end. Coming up at halftime, we're going to talk to Athletics Director Wayne Stellick, as we always do here at the home games here at Gerald Williams. We'll also have the band and all the other festivities going on at halftime. Our halftime score, Springdale 36, Heritage 21. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Springdale Bulldog Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Springdale Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Bulldog. Schedule, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Springdale Bulldogs, proudly presented by McClarty Daniel. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here. Here. And here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be. For you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness centers, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here. Here. And here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
If you absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here. Here. And here. Even here. and definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. HAR-BER. Hometown fresh.
I need new tires. What size of tire do I need? Will they have my size? Do I need an appointment? When can I get in? How long will that take? Can I drop my car off? Do I have to wait there? What will I do with my kids? Will they have a tire that fits my budget?
Does buying tires have your head spinning? At Tire Tracks, we have all the answers built on over 20 years of local service. With 3 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas and over 25 highly skilled technicians, we can answer all your questions and keep your head from spinning.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. From value-packed basic apartments with appliances and washers and dryers to resort-style apartment living on golf courses with fabulous amenities, you'll love where you live and play. Visit lindsaymanagement.com to apply online and see photos, rates, and floor plans for all locations we manage throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
When accidents happen, our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge can mean less waiting and faster care. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale. Our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means faster care. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Zaxby's food has always brought people together, catering to the big moments, the little wins, the long talks, and the quick getaways. Because food this inviting is bound to add a lot of flavor to your life.
Introducing the Zax Pack. Served with chicken fingers, sides, Texas toast, and iced tea. Pick one up for dinner or your next event. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
Bulldog fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Springdale Bulldog Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Springdale Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Bulldog. Schedule, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Springdale Bulldogs, proudly presented by McClarty Daniel. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be. For you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hard-working people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness centers, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
If you absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we need it.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. HAR-BER. Hometown Fresh.
I need new tires. What size of tire do I need? Will they have my size? Do I need an appointment? When can I get in? How long will that take? Can I drop my car off? Do I have to wait there? What will I do with my kids? Will they have a tire that fits my budget?
Does buying tires have your head spinning? At Tire Tracks, we have all the answers built on over 20 years of local service. With 3 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas and over 25 highly skilled technicians, we can answer all your questions and keep your head from spinning.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. Our halftime score 36-21. The Bulldogs on top. Heritage scores the first 14 points of the game. Springdale scores the next 36 and sort of wrestled control away. They will get the ball to start the second half. And joining us as he always does at halftime of our home games, Coach Wayne Stellick, the athletics director here in Springdale. Sir, how are you? It feels like it's been forever since we sat here and talked. It was just 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's been a couple weeks ago, and I think was it raining that night as well?
It was, yeah. We had power outages. We had all sorts of stuff going on that night. It's a little calmer tonight.
Been good.
Yeah, the weather was really supposed to turn nasty here, and it's just been kind of a light drizzle. You've been out in it all night. How is the weather?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, if you've put your grass seed out, if you aerated in the fall and you put your grass seed out, this is perfect, whether for grass seed or being an old farm boy. We'd sow our wheat up there in Nebraska, and then we'd hope for a good soaking rain. This is what we got tonight.
Yeah, this is going to go on pretty much all day tonight, all tonight, and most of the day tomorrow. But tomorrow it's going to be a big day. It's we were talking about this perfect running weather. You got the chili pepper tomorrow.
Chili pepper's running tomorrow down at the university campus at the Ag campus, and we'll have our 2 high school teams there. We'll have probably 7 or 8 junior high teams, boys and girls. Then we'll have our 7th grade teams, and so I'm looking forward to getting out there and watching our kids compete, and that's just a great race. They do a phenomenal job down there, and it's so well run, and you can stand in different spots and watch the kids run for what seems like miles. But it's going to be great to watch our 7th through 12th graders in our district run there tomorrow at U of A campus.
And now you guys have a neat event here within the district, the Wild Dogs, that incorporates all the schools.
Well, what our high school coaches have put together, and it's their brainchild, is that we bring elementary schools in, and we'll be out at Don Tyson School of Innovation. We have our home course out there, and so they'll run maybe for certain grades, maybe it's a half mile, and maybe the 4th and 5th and 6th graders run a mile. And so we'll have that meet, and we'll have teams out there from really PE classes from the various elementary schools. And so we had one last week. We've got one in a week or so. And then a third one, I think it's in later, sometime mid-October. But our high school coaches put this on. For example, Sunday they're going to go out there. Well, if the weather was better, they're going to spend time out there getting the course ready for our own meet in a couple weeks. And it's just having that out there as a home course is great. Of course, having the tracks on our campuses helps our cross-country teams as well. So things are making good progress.
Yeah, now that you guys have been in school for about a month, now you're starting to get all the sports going. I was looking at talking to Coach Price earlier. He always sits right in front of us. See the basketball teams. Coach Hunsucker was here, and I know that's kind of that's your pride and joy. You love basketball, and you've got a bunch of other sports, winter sports going on, golf's going on. There's a bunch of different sports going on that maybe folks don't know about.
Well, we start this week. We actually have girls conference and girls state in the golf. Next week will be boys conference and boys state. A week or so after that, we'll start the tennis state for boys and girls. And so we've had some sports that have been going since really 1st of August before school started, and they'll finish up here in the next couple weeks. Like, for example, last night, what was so really neat from where I sit, we had volleyball in 4 junior highs, and then 1 high school volleyball, and then we had the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade football at both stadiums. So if you like sports in Springdale, Thursday night's the night to go out and watch our kids compete.
I was out in my backyard, and I could hear the PA from HAR-BER High School, bellowing the score. Touchdown! It's a lot of fun, and you draw great crowds, and the crowd's enthusiastic. You can hear the bands. It's just like a varsity game on a Friday night. It's just on a different night of the week.
What I like about it is this year we have our 7th grade, then 8th grade, and then 9th grade. So we got the 7th grade parents watching the 7th grade kids. They'll stay and watch the 8th grade. Okay, that's next year. That's my coach next year, and then the 9th grade. And so it really does a great job of connecting those kids to not only the sport, but the school they'll be at next year. And, of course, on Friday nights they come watch the Bulldogs, Wildcats, and enjoy it some more.
And, we're here on a Friday night. Let's talk a little bit of football. I mean, we're starting conference season, and that's always my favorite time of the year. I love conference season because you get to knock heads with your neighbors a little bit. And both teams, I mean, we were talking about just a little while ago before we came on here, conference is wide open, and both Springdale teams are in position to make a run at this thing.
Both our teams have experienced injuries tonight and in the last week, but they're going to compete. They're going to play hard, and that's what I really like about what Zach and Chris have done. Is their kids, even with some adversity, they're going to play hard every night, and they're going to give it their all. But there's kids around the 7A West. We got quarterbacks, some of the players that are dinged up, and that's just part of the game that you have to go through. But I'm really excited about Springdale Bulldogs and HAR-BER Wildcats, and in a couple weeks we'll tip off here again. But I'm impressed by what I've seen with Springdale and HAR-BER so far this year.
Nights like tonight put a bit of a strain on your staff. Janet was in here earlier talking about some of the. I mean, you guys go through a ton of preparations getting ready for games like this. And I know you're down on the field before games, watching the skies, looking at the radar, that kind of stuff. Give us kind of a behind-the-scenes look at what a decision goes into, the things you do before a game, just to make sure. I mean, everybody sees you're the athletic director, but I don't think they understand all the things that you're doing prior to kickoff.
I do nothing all week. I read the paper and drink coffee. And Janet and Christy and Dennis do it all. But, for example, when we started seeing the weather forecast for this week, I had a conversation with Keith Kilgore up at Rogers. Okay, what's some scenarios here when you come down here? Also talked to Scott Passport Bentonville. We start talking on Tuesday or Wednesday about the what-ifs. It's conference play. You have to play the game. And if you can't get it in on Friday night, then what are the options? So, for example, tonight we had conversation. We firmed up yesterday that if we had the bad weather that they expected, we could delay things until 10 o'clock tonight before we kicked off. If we couldn't play, well, we'll come back tomorrow at 1 or 2 and kick off, because you've got to get the game in by Monday. So we had those conversations. Of course, conversation with the band, homecoming with the student council and Miss Curl, and all the things that went on. There's just lots of conversations that go on that to get to 7 o'clock on Friday night. And then if the rain comes and the bands can't play, we can't do homecoming, at least we've done everything we could to make it possible for our kids to have a bit more fun here.
Yeah, on a regular conference night, it's you're having those conversations and it's difficult. But then you throw homecoming in on top of it. You had the parade this afternoon going up and down the street here in front of the school, and I mean it's got to put a lot of strain on your staff. I mean, Jana came in here. I thought she was going to curl up and go to sleep.
Well, but there's a passion that our people, Dennis, Christy, Jana, they serve. They're here to serve our kids, to serve our district. And if they didn't have that mentality, we'd be in trouble. But they have that servant mentality, just like you do. You've become you're the Bulldog. You are the man with the Bulldogs. But you serve. And when we get more people like that serving the Bulldogs, the Wildcats, it just makes our districts much better.
And every time, I mean, they work incredibly hard, and they're out, 4 or 5 nights a week, especially during the fall. But whenever you talk to Christy or Jan or any member of your staff, I mean, they all do it with a smile, and I mean, they love what they're doing, and they love to hang out with these kids. Jana would like to request watching more football, though. She told me she's only watched about a quarter of football this year, and she'd like to watch a little bit more. So you can work that in somewhere. That'd be great. Coach, appreciate you stopping by. We've got about a minute before we're going to start the second half. Give me a quick synopsis here. What you think's going to happen here in the second half?
Well, we'll take the opening kickoff. We'll take it down the field and score. We'll maybe get a 3-and-out, go score again, and then maybe take a deeper breath and see some other kids get in action tonight.
I like that. I like that a lot. Coach, thanks for swinging by.
Always a pleasure.
It. We'll see you in a couple of weeks when we're back here. That's Athletics Director Wayne Stellick. We'll be back shortly. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town. To connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Zaxby's food has always brought people together. Catering to the big moments, the little wins, the long talks, and the quick getaways. Because food this inviting is bound to add a lot of flavor to your life.
Introducing the Zax Pack. Serve with chicken fingers, sides, Texas toast, and iced tea. Pick one up for dinner or your next event. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. From value-packed basic apartments with appliances and washers and dryers to resort-style apartment living on golf courses with fabulous amenities, you'll love where you live and play. Visit lindsaymanagement.com to apply online and see photos, rates, and floor plans for all locations we manage throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
When accidents happen, our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge can mean less waiting and faster care. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale. Our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means faster care. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
Welcome back to Springdale, Arkansas, Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 90 seconds before we're going to start the second half here. The rain is picking up and starting to blow in from left to right. It is definitely something to keep an eye on here in the second half. Springdale leads by 15, 36-21. As Coach said, they're going to get the football first, and Springdale really hasn't been stopped to this point. They've got 385 yards of total offense on 30 plays. That's 12.8 per play. The bugaboo has been the penalties and the turnovers, which is sort of becoming a common theme here for the last month or so.
Absolutely. Springdale right now, I believe we're only, at about 3 or 4 penalties right now in the ball game, but those penalties have pushed back and, unfortunately has kept Heritage into the ball game right now at 36-21. I think if Springdale comes out like they normally do here in the third quarter, we've seen
They outscored their opponents 77-15 in the second half.
There you go. I was trying to look and see what it was. Couldn't think of it off the top of my head.
Let's give you a couple of numbers here from the first half. Grant in the rushing game, 1 carry, 18 yards. That was a big play in the first half. Garrett, 12 carries, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. Daryl's carried it twice for 13 yards. The receiving has been phenomenal. Brock's 5 for 99 and 1 score. Connor Sykes, welcome back, Connor. 3 catches, 65 yards, 1 touchdown. Jaden Cornelius, 2 for 28. He has a touchdown reception. Garrett 1 for 12. Daryl's 1 for 21 and a touchdown. Jeffrey Mann 1 for 10. Now here's this is your MVP night right here. Grant Allen 13 out of 15, 235 and 4 touchdowns. That's a heck of a night and he did that in a half. The Bulldogs gone up and down the field. Leading rusher for Heritage in the first half, Brett Lamond, 8 carries for 76 yards. He has 2 touchdowns. The leading receiver on the night is Ty Grazer, 2 for 32. And Zach Brown, the quarterback, 5 out of 11 for 44 yards. They haven't turned the football over, which has kept them in the game. But Springdale is going to get the football to start the second half. Christian's got it teed up, back deep for the Bulldogs. Daryl Parchman, Garrett Vaughn, and Jawan Boyd. Ball security is going to be an issue here in the second half. Springdale's going to have to do some things. It's going to be fair caught by McCain Woods at the 32-yard line. The rain is starting to come down much harder. The field is not going to be the issue. It's going to be ball security. That's one of my favorite football terms. You got to keep your hands on the football, and Springdale's turned it over twice in the first half, 1 on a kickoff. Garrett fumbled down inside the 5-yard line.
Absolutely. Right here, normally you see guys wearing gloves, thinking that might help. I think right here with the rain, what you really want, is take those gloves off and go backyard ball and just use your bare hands.
So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Grant in the shotgun, gives to Garrett, trying to get to the outside. Garrett looking for a little seam. Good block from Jaden around the corner, and he's going to be dragged out of bounds.
That was Ty Grazer there on the tackle for the War Eagles. Great job by Jaden, as you said. Picked up a block right here. Got Garrett to the outside for about a 5-yard gain.
Mark the ball at the 38-yard line. Bring up 2nd down. Garrett, the leading rusher in the 7A West, not having an off night tonight. Here comes Garrett again. Nice seam off the right side. Garrett across the 50. He's going to be stacked up near the 45-yard line. 1st down, Bulldogs.
Great job by that offensive line. Opened up a big hole. Garrett picks up about 15 right there. Following right behind Highway 71. Eliu Enrique.
And we should point out that Jacob Sissamfu in street clothes tonight, so Springdale shuffling that offensive line a little bit. 1st down, ball at the 46, and Heritage is going to jump off sides.
I think that's
it's a second penalty of the night against Heritage. It'll bring up 1st and 5. Based on conversations I had with former Arizona State head coach Todd Graham this week, throw it deep. He loves 2nd and 1st and 5. He absolutely said every single time, throw deep, and Grant draws him off sides again.
Set you up with a new set of downs right there. Pick up a new 1st down, 10, down to about the 36-yard line, I believe.
So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 11:24 to go. 3rd quarter, Springdale leads by 15. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network and those listening along ESPN 99.5. Grant, and drop it off to Garrett. Garrett, across the 25, gets a block. Garrett looking for some help. He'll be knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line and winds up along the fence line. He's back on his feet, and it's 1st down, Springdale. Nice check down there from Grant. You don't see that a lot in those spread offenses, the little check downs, but anytime you can get the ball to 20, pretty good idea.
Absolutely. When you can get inside the Storm Orthodontics red zone whatsoever for the Bulldogs here, they're, I want to say just over 70% right now and looking to add more points here.
3 wide receiver set. Grant in the pistols, got Garrett behind him. Grant's going to throw. Plenty of time. Now he's going to take off, and he's going to go down back at the 21-yard line.
Good job there by the Heritage defensive line and the secondary as well, as they had every receiver covered. I believe that's really only about the 5th sack this season so far that the Bulldogs have given up.
And that's a coverage sack. I mean, it's going to happen from time to time. But the great thing about what Grant does is he doesn't throw the ball up for grabs. You know, you live to fight another day. That's that screen that Connor scored on in the first half. And Heritage has it defended very well. It's going to bring up third down. It's just the third incompletion by Grant today. He's 14 out of 17 for 256. I don't care what league you play in or what video game you're playing. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good numbers right there, no matter, you know, where you're at.
So third down, 16. 10:36 to go, third quarter. Springdale leads by 15. This drive got off to a rousing start, but the Heritage War Eagles have pushed Springdale back into a crucial third down. The Bulldogs actually been pretty good on third down so far, 3 out of 3. Here's Grant. Grant now in trouble. Loses control of the football, and the ball's loose. Springdale's going to fall on it back at the 33.
Great job there by Ramona Esparza to be able to see the ball get loose and fall on it for the Bulldogs here. Brings up a big fourth down here for the Bulldogs. And right now the Heritage defense has come out, you know, doing pretty well, forcing this fourth down.
The ball's going to be placed at the 31-yard line. Fourth down and 26. Grant will throw. Blitz is picked up. He's got Jaden right down the middle. Can't catch it. And Springdale will turn the football over. Heritage is going to get good field position out of this after Springdale had gotten inside the red zone. Springdale will turn it over with a 15-point lead. I mean, you feel like they've got control of the football game, but you know, one play here, and all of a sudden the momentum swings the other way. The rain is really starting to come down. There's no wind to speak of, but we're looking up here at the lights, and it is really starting to come down.
Yeah, it really just kind of looks as if their wind is still, you know, I see the
I'm watching the banner on the far side. That seems to be blowing across the field. The flags seem to be blowing towards the end zone. So it's 1st and 10 for Heritage. Springdale's got that one diagnosed pretty quickly. Hunter's there. Christian's there.
Lamond the carry for the War Eagles.
And we'll see what kind of changes and adjustments Springdale made at the half. They've had some issues with this Heritage offense. Heritage with a season-high 21 points. Second down, 13. Clock running, 9:17 to go, third quarter. Brown alone in the backfield. He's going to throw. Springdale gets the pressure. And Chops and McCain Woods are going to be there. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage close to the 31. It's going to bring up third down.
Great job there by the Springdale defensive line to kind of force Brown out of the pocket.
So it's third down, 9 yards to go, 8:50 to go, third quarter. Brown again alone in the backfield. Here's Brown on the run, and he's going to come up short.
Not quite sure. That was a designed quarterback keeper there. I think the
way.
ball was low snap there, and that's all really Brown had time to look up and see.
It's going to wind up being a 6-yard pickup, bring up fourth down. Looks like they're going to send in the punt unit. Clock running, approaching 8 minutes to go. Juwan and Brock go back deep. Now, this is when you start to worry about handling the football. And you get one of those that goes up into the rain and the wind, and this one kind of a sidewinder. Juwan's going to catch it at the 18. Juwan looking for a little bit of room. Juwan across the 25, across the 30. Juwan Boyd still going, and he's going to be dragged down at the 35-yard line. So a 17-yard return by Juwan, and we've got a late flag. We'll wait to see what that is.
Juwan able to take the ball up to about the 34 right there.
We'll see what the flag is. Holding against Springdale. That'll be a 10-yard penalty against the Dogs. We'll push him back. Push him back to the 22. That's where Springdale will start.
Springdale right here got about 78 yards of turf to chew up and see if they can get into the end zone.
Second drive of the second half for Springdale. Here comes Garrett. Across the 20. He's going to get across the 30-yard line and wind up being about an 8-yard pickup. He's knocked out of bounds.
Good job of that offensive line. Get Garrett to the outside, able to keep moving forward. Get close to that first down marker for the Bulldogs.
And they're going to give him the 31, so it winds up being a pickup of 9. Garrett now 15 carries, 150 yards. Springdale now really starting to get into some crazy numbers offensively. 421 yards of offense. We've got more than half of the third quarter still to go. That's Jaden in motion. Here comes Garrett again. First down yardage, close to the 40-yard line. A little scrum afterwards. I was wondering when this thing might get a little chippy. Garrett's going to pick up 8 yards on that play. It's first down Springdale. Ball's going to be marked at the 39.
Bulldog doing a great job offensively to just kind of lean on the Heritage defensive line.
They outweigh this Heritage defensive line. They are not big. Here comes Grant. He's got Jaden in the flat. Jaden, one-handed catch at the 45. And he's going to be knocked down at the 48-yard line, and it'll be close to first down yardage.
Nice snag there by Jaden, one-handed. Be able to get just about a half yard short of the first down right here.
6.5 to go, third quarter. Clock's running. Springdale leads by 15. Jeffrey Mann, Connor Sykes to the bottom of the screen, Brock's to the top. That's Jaden now flexing out. Garrett's the running back. Here he comes again, Garrett Vaughn. Across the 50, still going. He's got first down yardage down to the 45. It'll wind up being a 7-yard pickup for the Springdale senior. He's up to 165 yards rushing.
Good job by that offensive line again. You know, this offensive line, like we said, outweighs Heritage. You can clearly see that, and they're just kind of leaning on them, pushing them back, almost have them on skates right here.
Springdale now with 180 yards rushing in the ball game. Grant to Garrett. Puts his head down, and he'll get a couple out of it. And we're going to get whistles and a flag. I think they're going to get Jesus. There's a bit of a scrum there, close to where Garrett was knocked down.
I'm not sure if they're going to get Jesus or...
I think they're going to get... You always get the guy that retaliates.
Looked to be originally it was Ty Grazer and Connor Sykes on the scrum to begin with.
So they call the personal foul against Springdale, and they call the personal foul against Ty Grazer, so that's going to offset. So the play should stand, because it was a post-possession or post-whistle foul. So they're going to give Garrett a yard on the carry. It's going to wind up being second down, or third down. No, second down, check that.
Second down and 9 right here for the Bulldogs.
Grant's going to throw. He's got the screen set up to Jeffrey Mann, and he's going to go backwards. They're going to knock him down at the 46.
Great job there by the Heritage defense to kind of sniff that out. That screen pass that Springdale's, burned them on twice so far tonight. Once for a touchdown.
So it's going to bring up third down and 10. Grant's going to throw. Looking for Jaden down the middle. Can't hang on to it, and it's going to bring up fourth down.
In and out of his hands right there. Luckily, the Heritage defender was already...
We've got a flag down.
An eligible receiver downfield.
So it will bring up fourth down.
Springdale brings on the punt unit here.
So Springdale's going to punt for the first time tonight. Grant will drop back in punt formation. Grant comes in averaging 37.5 per kick, and he's had a couple. He'll take left turns inside the 20.
Heritage doesn't have anybody back.
Grant with a line drive knuckleball. It's going to take a Springdale roll, slow down ball, and it's going to go into the end zone. And it'll be a touchback for the War Eagles. 5:02 to go in the third quarter. 36-21 our score. And as I look up at the lights to our right, boy, it is really coming down now. The weather has turned for the worse, and it is raining. The wind is blowing a little bit, and I'm sure it's affecting what's going on down on the field.
Absolutely. I'm looking up here at the flags, and the flags are kind of going east and west. So let's see, kind of how both teams really right here decide to play out the rest of this is, the rain becomes a factor now.
So 1st and 10 for Heritage, ball to 20. Lamond and Brown in the backfield. This is Lamond. He's got a hole. Springdale's going to wrap him up close to first down yardage.
Just a yard short there.
Give him 9 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 1. Lamond's really been the rushing attack for the Heritage War Eagles. 10 carries, 81 yards. He has 2 scores. He did score on a 58-yard touchdown run in the first quarter.
This Heritage offense, not really doing a whole lot in the passing game, but what they have done, they've opened up, on big 3rd and 4th down drives.
That's Curran in motion. Here comes Lamond, and Springdale's got that one wrapped up. He's going to fight back close to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And I think he's actually still going to lose a yard right there, as Chops and Jace Carrier were there immediately.
So 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Heritage on the night, 3 out of 9 on 3rd downs. They connected on their first 3. They've missed their last 6. Clock running under 4 minutes to go. Springdale by 15. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network. He's Carlos. I'm Zach. From rainy Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. This is Brown. Not sure who he was looking for. Looks like he was looking for Grazier, but he was covered by Stoney, almost hit the ref, and Chops almost intercepted it.
I think had the ref not been there, Chops might have had that interception. I think it might have just bounced off the ref and couldn't really get control of it at that point.
So Heritage sends out the punt team. Springdale came in to tonight giving up just 98 yards in the passing game on the season. Tonight, 44. They've given up about 185 on the ground tonight to 177 yards rushing for Heritage. Clock is stopped with 3:44 to go. Juwan and Brock back in punt formation. This is Brown. High end-over-end kick. That's going to bounce at the 33 and take a Heritage roll. And Springdale's going to take over the football about the 22-yard line. So the Bulldog defense does what it's supposed to do. They'll take over in their own territory back at the 22.
Some quick score updates here from the 7A West that I have. We have Fayetteville and Bentonville West tied up at 21. Van Buren leads Rogers 23-20. And I believe in Bentonville you have the Tigers leading the Wildcats 44-0.
44-8. I've got the game on over here. So Heritage is, HAR-BER's put one on the board. Here comes Darrell on the draw. Darrell going to get up close to the 30-yard line. Springdale can run the ball pretty much at will. They have certainly not been stopped tonight. Bulldogs now 24 carries, 189 yards. They come in averaging 202 on the year so far. This is a team that led the conference in rushing last year.
This Springdale offensive line is doing a great job tonight still so far.
Here comes Garrett. Makes a guy miss. Garrett at the 35. Cross the 40. Garrett up near midfield, across midfield, and he's going to be run out of bounds. And we've got a personal foul. It looks like they're going to get a Liu.
I thought that was actually a great block there by Liu. Got 2 Heritage defenders right there before the ball actually went out of bounds.
So they're going to mark Garrett out at the 50-yard line. They're going to call a personal foul against Springdale.
That'll push the ball back to about the 35-yard line. Still enough for a Springdale first down.
Springdale now 6 penalties in the ball game, 55 yards. Heritage with just 3 for 25. So it is a first down for Springdale back at the 35. Garrett now 19 carries, 186 yards. Just another ho-hum night for the homecoming king. Here he comes on the counter. This time Heritage has him stacked up at the 36. Eliu with another pancake block.
Great job there by Eliu. I'll get you a deal of syrup after.
I've learned one thing about Eliu. Don't poke the bear. Do not poke the bear. You will wind up on your back. Clock running, 2:27 to go. Third quarter, Springdale with a 15-point lead. Grant alone. Now they're going to swing it out. That's Garrett on the far side. Across the 40, runs into a guy. Garrett's still running. And he's back across midfield. The Bulldogs are into Rogers Heritage territory.
Bulldogs only took 2 plays to gain back with that penalty negated. So Bulldogs are set up in War Eagle territory here with 2:11 left in the third quarter.
Garrett now 3 catches on the night for 46 yards. Grant's great night continues, 17 for 22, 276. Darrell and Garrett in the backfield. Now it's going to be Darrell trying to get to the outside. Nice seam. Darrell down to about the 43-yard line. Wound up being a 6-yard pickup.
That offensive line, like we've stated, just, outmanning the Heritage defense right here.
Springdale now 204 yards on the ground on 27 carries. Play clock goes under 10 seconds. Here comes Garrett. He's going to be horse-collared out of bounds at the 40-yard line. He's going to come up about a yard short. $1:17 to go, third quarter. It's going to bring up a third down, and we'll call it a half a yard. They're going to put it at the 39. Now they're going to say that he wound up getting the first down. So the Bulldogs will get the first down.
Bulldogs here just kind of ran the ball really per se, had that swing pass to the outside earlier.
The rain now becoming a driving rain. Here's Grant to throw under pressure. Looking for Brock down the middle. Brock at the 25. Great move. Brock Pounder set sail for the end zone. Touch down Springdale.
Great job there by...
And we've got a flag down. Came from the referee on the far side. It was late. And they're bringing the ball back.
We have a Bulldog down that looks to be Grant right here in front of us. Gets up under his own power.
So we wait for the call. Looks like unsportsmanlike conduct against Springdale. Play is going to stand, and the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. So apparently they got Brock when he turned around to point at the Heritage defender. The touchdown's going to stand.
A little taunting there from Brock.
So Barroso on to try the extra point. His kick's on the way. And good. So with 55 seconds to go, third quarter, Springdale increases their lead. Our new score, Springdale 43, Heritage 21. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Springdale Bulldog Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Springdale Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Bulldog. Schedule, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Springdale Bulldogs, proudly presented by McClarty Daniel. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
The Brock Pounders scores his second touchdown of the ball game. The Bulldogs go up by 22 after the personal foul is assessed. Nathan Barroso is going to kick off from the 25-yard line.
How many Barrosos do we have on the team? I think we had
Several.
this discussion earlier.
Nathan's kick, high spinner, is going to be taken by Webb at the 27. And Webb going to be dragged down at the 47-yard line, so a 20-yard return. That's where the War Eagles will take over.
Heritage again with good field position. Let's see what they can do with it, as well as what the Springdale defense can bring to the table here.
So 1st and 10. For those of you that like some of the smaller classification football, the Lincoln Wolves are about to go to 4-0, beating Gravett this evening, 19-7. So 1st and 10. Ball's at the 48-yard line. It's Lamond and Brown in the backfield. That's Curran in motion. Brown nearly loses a snap. Springdale's got him in the backfield. Chops is there. McCain Woods is there. Christian's there. It's stopped there by the Springdale defense. It's going to bring up 2nd down. They're going to give him no gain on the play.
Good
Clock
job.
running. 25 seconds to go in the quarter.
Great job by that Springdale defensive front. Reacted very quickly to the loose ball there. Brown had nowhere to go.
So now they're going to go 5 wide. This has been a situation where Zach Brown has run the ball. He's going to take it and throw it, and it's batted down. I think that may have hit his left tackle, Zion Adair, in the rear end.
That was actually Jace Carey. Stuck his hand up.
My bad, Jace.
I got you, Jace. Don't worry. Jace and I have this discussion just about every week. He said, hey, you're not calling my name enough. I said, make a play. I said, make a play. I'll call you.
3 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Springdale by 22. It's 3rd down and 10. They're going to spread out 5 wide. Grazer's in the slot to the top of the screen. And Heritage is going to jump off sides.
You got 2 on that one for the War Eagles, jumping early.
Heritage 3 out of 10 on 3rd downs. And now facing a 3rd and 15.
And the War Eagles look to be taking a timeout here.
Timeout with 3 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be. For you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
3 seconds to go here, 3rd quarter. Springdale by 22. We've got Heritage backed up in a 3rd and 15. Zach Brown brings out his offense. We're going to go into the eye here. Lamond, the tailback. Springdale showing blitz. It's Grazer to the top of the screen in the slot. Brown, straight dropped and will throw. Now looking right down the middle, and that ball is going to flutter incomplete. And it's going to bring up 4th down when we start the 4th quarter. After 3, Springdale leads by 22. We'll be back with the start of the 4th quarter. Coming up, you're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
As we start the fourth quarter, the Bulldogs lead by 22, 43-21. It's 4th down and 15.
I got a final from up north in Bentonville. The Bentonville Tigers take down the Har-BER Wildcats 44-8.
So the Bentonville team that we expected to show up has shown up. They're 1-3 on the season, but you know the real season starts in week 4 when conference gets underway.
You give it to Bentonville; they played some good non-conference teams.
Yeah, they played Midwest City, Conway, and Aledo, Texas. Aledo's one of those really good Texas teams.
Yeah, I watched bits and pieces of that game, and Aledo just kind of manhandled Bentonville.
Zach Brown into punt. He's averaging 39.8 a kick tonight. Back deep for the Bulldogs, Juwan and Brock. And now some shifting from Heritage. Here's Brown. He's going to take it, throw it, and that's going to be intercepted. I don't know if that was a real good idea. Juwan. And we've got another flag down, so we'll wait. So Brown's intercepted for the 2nd time tonight. This one intercepted by Juwan.
Juwan just kind of sat back there like a center fielder, just waiting on it.
It was like manna from heaven.
And I think that flag's going to be a block in the back on chops here.
Springdale's going to take over the football. It'll just be a matter of where.
I believe they'll get it at about the 37-yard line.
So Springdale take over, 1st and 10. Grant in the shotgun. He's got Garrett alongside. Grant now going to take off. He's going to float it down the middle to Garrett at the 30-yard line. 1st down, Springdale.
Great job by Garrett. Underthrew it there on the run, but Garrett comes back, beats the defender, and was able to pick up a good about 20, 30 yards right there for the Bulldogs.
1st down for Springdale at the 28-yard line. Garrett having a career night in the receiving category. That was a 35-yard pickup. He's now got 4 catches for 81 yards. Here's Grant. Gives to Garrett. Garrett turns north. Garrett picking his way through. He's going to get close to the 20-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down. We're going to have a debate when it comes to player of the game, I can tell you that. Garrett now, 22 carries, 189 yards.
I think the other guy we have as candidate would be Grant.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I mean, we're going to have a heck of a debate here. Here's Grant. He's got Jaden in the flat, Jaden at the 15. And he's going to go inside the 10-yard line, 1st down Bulldogs.
Great job there by Jaden inside the Storm Orthodontics red zone.
So they'll mark him down at the 9. That's a 13-yard pickup. It's 1st and goal for the Bulldogs at the 9. And we've got flags. We're going to say false start against Springdale.
Pushing back to about the 14-yard line right here.
That's 9 penalties in the ball game, right about at Springdale's average. So they'll go 3 wide. Brock and Connor will go to the top. Jeffrey Mann down at the bottom of the screen. The tight end, Jaden Cornelius. Play fake. Oh my gosh, he's got Connor right down the middle. Connor Sykes into the end zone. Touchdown, Springdale.
Connor able to find the soft spot there in the Heritage defense. Just kind of sat down, caught the ball and said, all right, I'll score my second touchdown on my first game back.
Welcome to the Red Dogs. Connor Sykes, 4 catches, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brock leads the way, 6 catches, 160 and 2 touchdowns. Daniel Barroso on to try the extra point. His kick on the way, and good. 10:22 to go in the ballgame. Springdale leads by 29. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness center, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
The scoring drive, 4 plays, 47 yards. Scoring drive brought to you by First Security Bank. Nathan Barroso's got it teed up. Almost said Daniel. Kicks on the way. He's going to carry to the 7-yard line. Fumbled there by Williams. He's across the 20. Hunter's going to track him down at the 24. That's where Heritage will take over with 10:14 to go in the ball game.
Great job there by the kick coverage team. I think I had a little help there with the wet ball. We can still see the rain coming down right now.
It is really coming down. It is blowing like right into the press box here. We're starting to get a little rain here on the windows of the press box, and I can only imagine what it's like outside.
Luckily, we do have a screen this week, unlike we did against Alma.
That's because Seth broke it. Seth leads the league in broken monitors. Zach Brown will bring the offense out. He's got Lamond alongside. This is Lamond. Christian's there. Jace is there. Right side of that, left side of that defense. Gonna stack him up.
Christian and Stoney, the first 2 Bulldogs there. I think Stoney stole the guy's towel.
So they'll mark him down at the 27. It'll be a 3-yard pickup. By the way, the 50 points tonight, Zach Clark era high for Springdale.
I don't know the last time Bulldogs have put up 50.
Put up 48 earlier this year on Joe T. Robinson. This is now a Zach Clark era high at 50 points, and still got 9.5 minutes to go. Zach Brown in the shotgun. He's looking to throw. He's got Hodges, and he's going to be knocked down at the 35-yard line. Looks to be enough for the first down. Ball came loose, but they're going to say he was down at the 35. Nice catch there by Nathan Hodges. He took a shot.
He did right there. I believe that was Hunter that was there.
I'm sure Stoney was around there somewhere. Hunter, when you hear big shot, it's Hunter, it's Stoney. Christian was in there. So 1st and 10 for the War Eagles. 9:25 to go. Springdale leads by 29. Lamond alongside. He's going to take the handoff. There's Christian Wise, and he's got nothing. Middle of that Springdale defense there. Nathan Burkett, Christian, and Hunter. Lamond has been the offense for these Heritage War Eagles. 13 carries, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. The passing game for Heritage after a really good start. Just not there. Just 52 yards passing these War Eagles tonight. Can't blame it on the weather because Grant's been throwing darts all over the place. So 2nd down 10. Springdale shows blitz. This is Brown. Turns up. He's going to get first down yardage close to midfield. They're going to mark him at the 47, so will be enough for a Heritage first down. 12-yard pickup on 2nd down.
Brown broke an arm tackle there by, I believe that's number 73, Colton Shoemate, who's now checked in at the nose tackle.
So they'll go 4 wide, 3 to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Looks like the same play. Here's Brown, and he'll keep it. He'll get across the 50 down to the 47 of Springdale, and we'll bring up 2nd down and short.
That Rogers option attack now coming back. They had some really good success with it early in the first quarter, and Springdale stopped that pretty quick, but now the War Eagles will come back to it. having a little bit more success with it.
15 carries for Zach Brown, 69 yards and 1 touchdown. Clock is running as we cross over the 8-minute mark to go in the ball game. Springdale again leads by 29, 50-21. It's Brown in the shotgun. Now he's going to throw it, and that ball's nearly intercepted. That was Brindle. Got a paw on it. It's going to bring up second down.
Kind of just one-hopped it there. If this been baseball, that probably would have been an out.
I'm waiting for Brindle to get one of those. I want to see him running with the ball in his hands. He is electric when he gets the football. 7:43 to go, and now we've got penalties. And see what the call was.
I don't know if it was a call. I never saw a
they're
flag.
Call Springdale for a penalty. It's of the 10-yard variety? No, the 15-yard variety.
Pass interference. They're called against the Bulldogs.
So the ball will be marked down at the 32. 10 penalties, 100 yards for Springdale tonight. So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 32. Here's Brown. He's going to take it and launch it. And Christian Wise kind of got lost. If he just turned around, I think the ball would have hit him in the head.
Springdale's pass defense right now has been outstanding. I believe they've given up only
52 yards and through the air and 196 on the ground. So they're right at their averages for the season. So it's 2nd down 10. 3 receivers coming to the bottom. The running back is J.J. Webb. This is Brown to throw. Run a little go route down the side. And that's going to fall incomplete and bring up a 3rd down.
Good coverage there by, I believe that's J-Lo up top.
Pass was intended for Blockberger. The leading receiver on the night for Heritage has 3 catches for 19 yards. And the Springdale defense has been airtight. It's been the penalties, the 10 for 100, which has sort of been their bugaboo again. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Brown in the shotgun, Lamond alongside. Here comes Brown on the run. He's going to get close to 1st down yardage. It's going to wind up about, we'll call it 3.5 short, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Good job there by the Springdale defense to get Brown just about 5 yards or so short of the 1st down.
So 4th down.
With a big question here. You take the shot?
Nah, you got to pick. You got to put the ball in Zach Brown's hands, I think. I mean, he's been your offense. I think you got to give him the old run pass option and see what he can do. Give him multiple options here, and they just drew Springdale offsides. So penalty number 11 against the Bulldogs is going to give Heritage a 1st down.
Quick score update. Van Buren lead Rogers 30-20 with 6.5 minutes left in that ball game.
Wow. Casey Dick and that Van Buren group. I've watched them a couple times on film. They look like a totally different football team than they were a year ago. They're going to be tough out for the rest of the way. Clock running, 6:45 to go. 1st and 10, ball to 22. 4 receivers set. Lamond is the running back. Here's Brown on the option. He's going to turn it up inside the 20-yard line, close to the 15. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
He gets met with some force there by number 33, Hunter.
It's going to wind up being a 4-yard pickup to the 18.
Bulldogs right now trying to stop this Heritage option.
Brown in the shotgun. He's got Lamond alongside. Here's Brown to throw. Brown now flush from the pocket. And he's going to be tracked down. Jace on the backside. He'll sack him. It'll wind up being a 1-yard loss, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Jace the Judge carry.
JJ. So it's going to bring up 3rd down. Be about 3rd and 6. The line to make is the 13. Springdale's had good pressure. They just hadn't been able to corral Brown, and when he's gotten loose, just hadn't been anybody on the backside to make those tackles.
Zach's done a very good job tonight for the War Eagles to try and extend plays and keep their drives alive.
So 3rd down, clock running, 5.5 minutes to go. This is Grazier in at the quarterback spot. This has got to be an option. He's got room on the backside. He's going to waltz into the end zone for another Heritage touchdown. Springdale not ready for that at all. A 19-yard touchdown run by Ty Grazier. Heritage fights their way back. Now the score at 50-27. Let's see if Coach Tony Travis wants to go for two. And it looks like that is the plan. Zach Brown comes back onto the field. And now they look to the sidelines as Christian comes on, so they are going to go for the conventional 1-point try. Christian's kick is on the way and good. So with 5:21 to go in the ball game, Springdale leads 50-28. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
5:21 to go in the ball game. Springdale leads by 22 at 50-28. Springdale on the night, 605 yards of total offense.
I think that's safe to say that's a Zach Clark high.
It actually isn't.
Really?
No, that would be Bixby in 2015. Boy, that game up and down the field. Springdale had 623 in that game. So we're getting there.
5:20 left. We'll probably see.
Well, let's get the football back. You got to figure an onside kick's coming. I'm sure that's what they're talking about down in that huddle right now is put your hands team out and get the football. Springdale has fumbled the ball twice tonight. They've rebounded and intercepted Zach Brown twice, so they're still at +0 or even in the turnover margin. Last year, you remember, they were -10, and that was one of those things that just sort of seemed to keep creeping up. This year, it seems to be penalties. 11 on the night for 105 yards. So Christian's got it teed up. They're not showing a onside kick formation. So he's going to pop it straight up in the air. Gabe calls for the fair catch, and he'll catch it at the 35, and that's where Springdale will take over. I'm a little surprised that they didn't attempt the onside kick with 5:20 to go, trying to get themselves back in the ball game, but
I think they were hoping that pooch kick might be just high enough that the rain becomes a factor really at that point to where it, just slips out of, a Bulldog's hand right there.
The rain really coming down now. Looking at the folks that have stayed here in the slickers and the umbrellas, it is nasty outside. The rain that we've been anticipating all night has arrived. So it's first down 10, 5:21 to go in the ball game. Grant to give to Garrett. He's going to get up near the 40-yard line.
Good pick up about 4 yards right there for the Bulldogs.
Give him the 39. Carlos set a 4-yard pickup. Garrett now 23 for 193. You just feel like he's getting ready to pop one, don't you?
Absolutely. We've said that all year long that, Garrett's just, one broken tackle away from just taking it to the house on a long drive or a long run. And, we're waiting for it here.
Here comes Darrell. Trying to get to the outside. Darrell's going to get across the 40-yard line, maybe up to the 42, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. The clock stops with 4:40 to go.
Now, Zach, about 2 weeks ago, we had, an hour and a half rain delay where we were pushed back to a kickoff at about 8:30. Didn't get out of here till almost midnight.
Yeah, we did. That was way past my bedtime.
Here's one for you. Magnet Grove in England are just now restarting the first quarter, 2:24 left.
Good luck, boys. I'll be in bed long before that one's over. The play clock, 8 seconds ago. It's 3rd down and 3. And I think Coach Clark's going to wind up calling a timeout here. He does. So Coach Clark will call the timeout. We'll take the timeout with him. When we come back, 4:40 to go. Springdale leads by 22. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence. It's Arvest.
Arvest Bank. Our customers say it best.
Whoa, great shot of the rain that's coming down now. That is, that'll give you an idea of what these kids are dealing with out on the field.
Do you need your glasses to see that? We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
I do not. I can absolutely see that. That's some serious rain coming down. So Springdale right now facing a 3rd down and 3, 4:40 to go in the ball game. It'll be a 5-wide set, 3 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Grant alone in the backfield. Grant swings it to Darrell. Great block on the outside. Darrell's going to get the first down across the 45 up to the 48.
Great job there by Jaden, as you said. Great block here on the outside. Be able to get Darrell just enough here for the Bulldog first down. Keep the chains moving. Keep the clock rolling here with about 4.5 left in the ball game.
That's the same play that they've run to Garrett a couple times, that little swing to the running back. And it gets Springdale the first down. Clock now moving with 4:25 to go. Darrell is now the lone running back behind Grant. Brock and Connor to the top of the screen. Jeffrey Mann to the bottom. They're going to take and give to Darrell. And Heritage is going to stack him up. Might go back for a 1-yard loss back to the 47.
Great job there by the Heritage defensive line. Be able to get some penetration and get Darrell in the backfield for about a half-yard loss right there.
Clock continues to run, 3:50 to go. I'm sure that Coach Clark has instructed Grant to use as much of that play clock as possible. Here comes Darrell again on the zone. Across the 50, running hard near the 45-yard line. Good pickup there by Darrell. Boy, when he gets a head of steam up, yeah, like a little bullet going through there.
Yeah. Great job by that offensive line. Opened up a nice-sized hole there. As we said, Darrell, full head of steam, picks up about
got 9 on that
right
one.
there.
Yeah, it's going to want to bring up a 3rd down and call it 4. The line to make is the 42.
Well, scoreboard said it's 3rd and 46. So
never trust a scoreboard, ever. Grant going to wind up missing Brock on the outside. It's going to bring up 4th down. That may be the first pass you kind of look at Grant and go, that one was a little off. Yeah. Everything else, he's been laser sharp tonight. Grant on the night, 22 out of 28, 405 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Why don't you put your glasses on? You can read that better.
It's too close. So Grant's back in punt formation. Second punt of the night for Grant, 46 yards on his first one. End over end, low line drives. Gabe's down there. They're going to let this one roll and roll and roll and roll, and they're going to down it at the 1-yard line. Nice play by Gabe Bukow. He got out in front of that one and just let the ball come to him.
Absolutely. Great job. Great punt there by Grant. Pins the War Eagles down inside their own 1-yard line. I think about the half-yard right here. And if you're the Springdale defense, you're wanting a turnover here in the end zone or wanting a
safety. Chops, you're up. So 2:48 to go, 50-28 our score. Heritage will bring the offense out. Normally after a game and a win, we go down on the field after the game. I don't think that's happening tonight. It's pouring. Not a chance. So Heritage comes out in the I formation. Zach Brown goes under center. He's going to take and give straight ahead to Webb, and we've got whistles.
False start on the War Eagles.
Not exactly sure where they're going to put this.
In-yard line?
It might have to.
This be about where they're at.
So the ball resting almost on the goal line. We'll go back into the I formation. J.J. Webb is the running back. Webb goes under center. Gives to Webb. He pops out the other side, and he's going to wind up getting about 5, 6, 7 yards there. It's going to go across the 5-yard line, close to the 7.
Great job there by that offensive line for Heritage. Kind of pushed there on Springdale and able to open up a good-sized hole and get it to about the 7-yard line right there.
Clock running, 2:20 to go in the ball game. Springdale's going to go to 4-0 on the year. The second time in 2 years they'll be 4-0. Again, I formation for the War Eagles. And now we've got a fumble. Ball is still loose, and I think Gabe Bukow's got it.
That's going to be a Springdale ball turnover for the War Eagles. I think that's their third turnover of the ball game.
Of the night. So Springdale's going to get the football at the 6-yard line. Gabe Bukow with the recovery.
Great job there by Gabe to recognize the ball was still on the ground, dive on it, and get the Bulldogs in, I don't know if you can almost say perfect field position here at the 6.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here. I think you got to run a play. I don't think you can take a knee and run the clock out. So Springdale is going to send the offense onto the field. Looks like we've got some new faces coming in.
Looks as if Will checks in at quarterback.
Yep, Darrell in at the running back spot. Will is going to give to Darrell. Darrell's going to get close to the 5-yard line. Give him a yard on the play. So we go under 2 minutes to go. So Springdale going to go to 4-0. It wasn't easy. They started very, very slowly, but turned it on there in the second quarter and were able to pull away and get a victory here in a driving rainstorm. Springdale will be 4-0 for the second time in 2 years. Going to go up and play Bentonville West next week at Bentonville West. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with the pregame show. Game time 7 o'clock from the new Wolverine Stadium. Here's Will going to take and give to Darrell again. Darrell driving down near the 3-yard line.
You know, you kind of jump forward and look ahead to next week's contest against the Wolverines. You know, right now Bentonville West is leading Fayetteville by 3, you know, in a close contest down in Fayetteville.
And looks like we've got a Springdale player down. We're going to take a short timeout, 1:05 to go in the ball game. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. HAR-BER. Hometown fresh.
So the injured Bulldog was Trevor Gum. He is up and headed to the sidelines, and we were just talking about your game time MVP. I'm just going to take a stab at it and say we're going to go with Grant Allen tonight. I think we both agree on that. 22 of 28, 405 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Coach Clark's going to call a timeout. We're just going to hang here for a second. And I think, you know, not the most impressive victory, but certainly in adverse weather conditions. Springdale fought through it, got off, you know, slow start, homecoming. I think Coach Clark will tell you, hey, let's just get through this and get ready for next week. Springdale's banged up. There are a lot of guys that did not play today. Trey Tolbert, Jacob Sissamfu, and then Bruno Martinez got hurt right before the game. So Springdale's got some things to sort out. But I think all in all, 4-0 is 4-0, and it's going to be a good weekend.
It is. Springdale, you know, as we said, goes in 4-0 to the weekend, heading into next week against Bentonville West. I'm still waiting for a score update on that game.
While I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the monitor and watching what you're watching, I can promise you that picture that you're looking at is not what it looks like here. It does not look like that. That looks like it's sunny and 85.
In what you see in the top corner of your screen, that's about what it looks like right in front of us in the bleachers.
It is crazy. Will's going to go ahead and take a knee, and Springdale's going to have to take one more knee, and that's going to do it. No, I guess that was 4th down, so Springdale's going to turn over the football now. No, that'll do it. They're not going to start the 25-second clock. Sorry, I thought that was 4th down. So Springdale going to go to 4-0. Carlos and I will be back to wrap it up shortly. Our final score tonight, Springdale 50, Heritage 28. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
I need new tires. What size of tire do I need? Will they have my size? Do I need an appointment? When can I get in? How long will that take? Can I drop my car off? Do I have to wait there? What will I do with my kids? Will they have a tire that fits my budget?
Does buying tires have your head spinning? At Tire Tracks, we have all the answers built on over 20 years of local service. With 3 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas and over 25 highly skilled technicians, we can answer all your questions and keep your head from spinning.
So the Springdale Bulldogs win the homecoming 2018. Final score, Springdale 50, Heritage 28. Carlos and I agree that our player of the game, Grant Allen, phenomenal night, 22 out of 28, 405 yards and 6 touchdowns. We were just sitting here talking about it. The last guy to throw 6 touchdowns in a game. We're not sure exactly who, but we know he wore 16.
Not quite sure if it's Ashton Glazier or Mitch Mustang.
One of those two, and now you can add Grant Allen's name to that list. Grant, a phenomenal night. Led the Bulldogs to a 22-point victory. Springdale goes to 1-0 in conference play, 4-0 overall. And, again, throw the weather in, homecoming. I'm sure they're not as sharp as they would have liked, but win's a win is a win is a win. And Springdale going to go to 4-0. Now, next week, we're on the road at Bentonville West. Game time is 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 6:30. The Bentonville West Wolverines were locked in a very tight battle with the Fayetteville Bulldogs. So that Wolverine team certainly going to be a stern test for our Bulldogs. For Carlos and Seth and the rest of our BSN crew, we do appreciate you watching. We will talk to you next week from Centerton, Arkansas. Once again, our final score, Springdale 50, Heritage 28. Good night, everybody.